Hi everybody, welcome to ZealZaddy's Crosscodes Esper Genesis stream. This is Season 1, Episode 7, entitled In Absentia. We have everybody here. We haven't done this in a while, but I kind of would like to start again with kind of going around and letting everybody say who they are and, you know, speak to the camera for a moment. So why don't we start with you, Kevin?
Okay. My character is Jack Crow, a pilot and parent smuggler at times. He's just very excited to be at the cusp of owning his own StarCraft.
With a consortium of people.
With a consortium. Yeah.
Some partners.
Unless you murdered everybody else.
It's like a REIT. It's like you went in on real estate, but with a bunch of other people.
There you go. Yeah.
Right.
Like a timeshare or a
Yeah.
co-op.
Yeah, there you go.
They don't have co-ops there.
Everybody does well with those.
Always works out.
You have to sit through this like long presentation, and it's great.
On a sheet
Fun
of farm.
fact, the island is a former leper colony.
So I'm Jake.
He said leprechaun.
No, it's fine. I'm Jake. I play Eladir Ferris, also aptly known as Boots. I am a cybermancer, and I got shot a lot last week, and it really sucked. Because even though I rolled a 16, I still went at the end of the initiative order. I've also recently heard that if you make it to episode 7 in streaming content, you live on the internet forever. So I guess we're all immortal now.
Awesome.
Oh, good to know. That's the magic number.
Yeah. Apparently, statistics are studies out.
Hi, I'm Kyle.
Also, if you make it past age 27, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Your insurance goes down.
Woo! I'm batting
Batting
1,000 on that one.
Carry on.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I play 1479 Soren, our local Ashen Forge / slab of meat. And I got stabbed last week, and it was great. Looking forward to what else I can get into in terms of violent encounters and or not so violent encounters, but with the implication of violence.
I don't think of you as a slab of meat,
Oh, thank you.
Soren.
I do.
Think of you as a spicy slab of meat. I'm Cliff Dunn. I'm playing Rayfield Gray. Rafe to his friends. I am one of the few, or maybe the only native of Freesis. Are you a native of Freesis?
Oh, yeah.
You are? Okay, so I'm not the only native of Freesis. But you can tell my patrician ways mean that I think I'm the only native of Freesis here.
I wonder what the plebeians are doing today.
Right, exactly.
The only true Frisian.
Exactly. So no, I kid. I'm looking forward to getting to know you.
There you go. I'm Gene, or Eugene. I'm playing Kelrin Ganrick. He is a Dendus, alien race, and his job is a celestial cartographer, but in recent years he's developed the power to be a melder, just kind of a science fiction magic guy, and he gets himself in lots of trouble because he's too curious and a little bit nervous and jumpy at times, but big brain on Kelrin over here.
All of that's true. I don't know about the big brain, maybe.
I didn't say he was using it well.
Is that you period, Gene period, like E-Gene?
Nope, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, fair enough.
It's me, Gene, not you, Gene.
Right.
All right. When we left
Gene.
last episode, everybody was working towards the spaceport to get up to the space station. Does anybody want to do a short recap? I don't think we need a big one because a lot of last week was
I'm gonna do it super short.
a dungeon crawl in sci-fi.
We went into a building. We got shot at. We shot back. There was some crazy fight. We got backed into a corner. There was a red line where when you crossed it, you disappeared. We kind of had no other choice. We crossed the red line. So we appeared outside of the facility that we were in the middle of the field. We made our getaway, and wound up getting our ship and deciding that the next step really had to be to get repairs done. So we have some data that we scavenged from the facility that we were in and decided that if there's any way for us to really get what we need, it would be to barter with
The Romanovs, I
the
believe.
Romanov family, who own a moon because they really don't like the Dubois.
Who are the people that we stole this information from, who are the current enemy.
Just
So-
a bit of corporate espionage. It's fine.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So now we're at a spaceport buying some tickets to go into space.
And don't forget, when we were in this place, that we discovered they were manipulating this dangerous
Oh, yeah.
fuel that could create black holes.
They may or may not have destroyed another galaxy.
Yeah,
And an entire civilization.
by the ancient civilization that created the technology we all rely on to travel through space. Yeah,
And no one even said thank you.
I know.
Thank you.
It is
Thanks, Satorians. Thanks for nothing.
So you're at the airport,
Spaceport.
spaceport,
I was at the airport this morning.
right? Spaceport.
So how about
And-
security line?
I
The
appreciate it.
security lines are not the way they are today. It's
Okay.
all done as you're walking through. There's no people doing
There's
it.
DNA and stuff scanning too, right?
Yeah, that
just
wall you
scan
walk on where they
multiple
can see it's like an
times.
X-ray wall and they can see
Yes.
your bones and your
Right.
weapons and stuff. Yeah.
So,
Sir, do you have
you're
any
heading
weapons
to
declare?
I have another penis bomb.
the next flight up, and there are multiple flights all the time to this spaceport in particular. This spaceport is Gray Station, named after the Gray family.
Well, hey. Fancy.
I always turn a little red when I walk past the nameplate on the door.
Yeah.
The Soren's going on the walking escalator. Hmm.
And
It's not polite to
Nah.
stare.
you get your tickets, and you're going to be flying coach. My assumption is, and there's no concern getting in there.
Yeah, there's no
And you have
there's no upgrades because of the name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't
no.
say, hey, how about a little something extra
there's
here?
grays all over the planet.
Oh,
Right.
The old families have bred,
yeah.
and now there's
They
plenty
have
of them.
bread and they bread.
Yes,
It's
graphic.
bread everywhere.
Yeah.
My arms are tired.
Because you just flew in.
So-
yeah.
From all the flying.
The flight is
Oh,
a
and-
couple of hour flight, so you have a little time on the plane. And so, what are you doing while you're on the plane? Like,
You're taking it in?
No, I don't know. Probably busily analyzing data that we stole from this facility.
you're in the middle seat.
Of course, I'm a little guy
Which seat am I in?
typing on my low
Which seat are we? Which seat are we in?
Yeah, you better get the aisle.
Well, they're probably on an aisle seat.
Are you finding anything interesting on there?
Am I finding anything interesting?
Yes.
Are there any good movies?
No, just Fast and the Furious 74.
Guardians
Yeah.
Guardians of Gahul is playing. It's showing now.
Ooh.
We'd like to buy earbuds for everybody on the flight.
Yeah, I'm allergic to peanuts.
I am reading.
The peanuts are all green cake.
Green cake.
I am reading Meditations on Confucius. Confuciusm.
That's what you
I'm
learn as
meditating
you
readings on Confucius.
are working with Boots on continual decryption of the data you have.
So is this data?
This is coming from the ship data.
This is from our ship, right? So
Yeah.
this is data from.
Yeah, you're going through the stuff that he's been decompiling.
Right. So we stole this ship that we got from some ancient culture that built the technology. Has a data core on it. We've been trying to translate it. We've now discovered. Kelvin excitedly reports. Well, it just so happens that that ship, the Shadow Raptor, as we've dubbed it, was launched by something called the Three Child, which I don't know what that means, but that's come up before.
It has.
Mm-hmm.
And the Three Child and their or its, I'm not sure on this adjective here, this possessive pronoun or whatever that is. Its followers, their followers, who did not believe in the war. And it was manufactured without blueprints or diagrams. And manufacture was done through some kind of Esper power. So this is a really remarkable, you need perhaps a unique ship, even for this ancient Satorian species. And it was tied to the anti-war faction of this race that both created all the great things in the universe and then destroyed themselves in a big giant black hole, probably because of the Sorium-D they were using. And their leaders, referred to them itself as the Three Child.
A pilgrimage ship, perhaps? fleeing persecution. Like what was that? What was that old Earth religion that moved in the old American?
The Pilgrims, the Huguenots.
Jedi? Was it the Jedi?
Rastafarians. That's it.
Oh,
Well,
Okay, yeah, perhaps I'm not familiar with them, but
you gotta have a
they
deep,
are
you have to have a
against.
deep bench with if you're having a conversation with Soren.
so yeah, but maybe the 3-child was an Esper too.
I wonder if the 3-child achieved what they call Anulare.
What's
And I wonder-
Anulare?
That was the Atorian state of higher being. It's sort of like Atorian nirvana. And I
Enlightenment.
wonder if that was what they called Esper Genesis.
Perhaps. Perhaps it is related to something like the Bel Air.
Belair, yeah.
Balare.
Yeah.
Belair,
Shedding their physical form.
becoming energy or whatever.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe. The ship had that kind of quasi-religious mission of returning all of the members of a group to their final resting place in a temple, right? When we returned the remains of the final pilot. And that's when it said all kinds of things, like we returned it and it said the way is open.
Shut.
Yeah.
It's the final return commences. The opening will become unbarred.
Mm.
I wonder, did we ever find out who the pilot was? Was he just some random
How would we?
Atorian?
Yeah.
Or I wonder if that was the 3-child who launched the ship with himself.
Oh yeah, I
on
think
it.
he was many generations removed from a descendant of the 3-child.
3-child.
Yeah, it wasn't one of. It was. Yeah, I think they had described it as being multiple generations on that ship.
Yeah.
Because the final.
So the
pilot
first
died.
one that left was the 3-child. then.
May have been.
Yeah.
May have been. Well, if the
Well, it
pilot
says,
was
Was.
putatively a descendant
Yeah.
of him, then
Yeah.
it would have to stand to reason, unless
Or a family
unless
member.
this happened earlier, unless he put a family member.
Yeah.
on.
Correct.
I see. Okay.
Right, or he like took his whole family,
Understood.
stuck them on a ship, and launched it.
Gotcha.
And Exodus.
So, I don't know what to make of that.
And you hear people talking or listening to the news, and there's the rebellion has taken over the news. And
Rebel scum.
Do our names figure in any of these reports?
actually, what you hear is they're now calling it Rafe Rebellion.
What?
They're calling it Rafe's Rebellion.
Okay.
Wah,
Congratulations,
wah.
congratulations, comrade.
Might want to hide your face.
Easy, easy Trotsky.
Whoops.
They're not showing your face or anything,
Right.
but it's in the news, and they needed to give it a title, and
Right. Okay.
you know,
Great.
it made sense.
Soren is
And a
curious.
gray
How
at
do
that.
people-
Yeah.
And a gray at that made perfect news.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Sure. Freaking media.
Freaking media.
Soren is curious
On
too.
Wolf
How
News.
did
Wow.
how did his
Yeah,
name get
right.
attached?
They grew bigger.
How did his name get attached to this? Was it just
Because of his last name, probably.
So
In the group, I mean,
In other words, how? No, I think what he's saying is how did they learn that we were that we were connected to this?
you'll have to find out.
Gotcha. Can you
I
look into that? Can anyone?
I can look into
can
it.
you double check and
I'm
see?
going to take
what-
2 guesses. One,
Oh,
we weren't
of
exactly
course.
hiding our face when we invaded the place and said we were scrappers.
No. This isn't.
2, Dubois don't know you're involved in
Well,
the
right,
opposition.
right.
You might have
Ding,
fed
ding,
that.
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
The Dubois seem to be feeding it out.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, there's nothing to be do. We just have to lean into it. I mean, you know, I will. Yeah.
something.
I'll just-
I stand up on this big.
I'll simmer a little bit, you know, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, nobody's eyes don't roll when it's their name in the headlines. You know,
No.
so
No such thing as bad publicity.
this is bad publicity.
Yeah, but
it is what it is.
the
I mean.
victors write the histories, you know. So let's just make sure we win, and you'll be the glorious rebel leader.
If you can,
Pass
I just want to just. I like what you're saying, but it doesn't always work out that way. Sad.
Fair.
I'm more concerned. Win what exactly?
Well, how about win the "Let's not destroy the system with a black hole" war?
We
Remember
like
that one.
We like winning the idea of winning this one.
Yeah. Save the solar system.
You're probably waxing nostalgic about it. Like what freezes with the promise of freezes.
Right. No, right. And that's my thought is that, this planet has gone from being from the promise of its original settlers to wherever it's going now. So, based on past performance, this black hole doesn't seems to be less and less ironic every day. You know what I mean?
I see. Are you saying things are going down the proverbial tubes?
Well, this planet started off as a settler's dream, as a very noble idea by families who had an idea to settle the stream, to settle this part of the of the rim, and but eventually the dreams collide with reality, and
I've heard this before. Are you about to say make Freesis great again?
Yeah, there we go.
that was the idea. That was the plan. Anyway,
We like your manifesto.
Yeah.
It's very to the point.
Yeah.
well, but have you looked around and you've seen what that turned into?
I suppose I see your point.
It's a junkyard for this quadrant.
Yeah, get off of my Frisian lawn, you kids.
There's not going to be any. The problem is that this temporary idea of turning the planet into a place for salvage has now become its reason for existence.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was turned into the planet.
Has the drink cart come by yet?
Yes, the drink cart's
The
coming.
drink
We would like a cola, please.
Cola.
All of you?
I want water without ice.
No,
Do you
we.
have ginger
My
ale?
apologies.
Quite all right.
That's what you have on airplanes.
Lefroy, 200 year.
There you go.
What is ginger?
I don't know.
For 300, Alex.
Oh, that's a good spice. I can get you some.
Ginger ale. It's made from green cake.
Right. Green cake ale.
They go and bring drinks while you're chatting.
Green cola.
I'll pass. Green cake is people, guys. Sorry.
And the Dubois
It
and
would probably
the
taste better if
Romanovs
that were
both,
true.
both profited from the salvage.
Important question. Who is responsible for green cake?
The original settlers, they needed food. It was actually an algae that was growing in the sea.
Who invented green cake?
Are you going to punish
Is
this
it
person?
lost? It's probably
It
lost.
was not the great. It would have been great cake.
It was the gray. It was the greens.
Seems to me like that would be like
The green
something that's
family.
lost to time immemorial. Like who made the potato chip?
Yeah, little known fact. Green cake is not actually green. They add coloring
They do.
so that it matches the family name.
Green
There you
cake's
go.
made of
Green
pea-
cake doesn't taste bad.
No.
It has no taste. It's like tofu almost. It tastes like whatever you spice it with.
What's the consistency of it?
Well, it depends on how you get it, but it could be sort of like the Japanese the green stuff they use for wrapping
Nori?
nori.
Seaweed, yeah.
The seaweed. It can be like that, or it can be, done where when it's processed, it can be chunky like tofu.
I see. And I'm guessing that the uber disgustingly wealthy have food shipped in from elsewhere
Correct.
in the universe,
Yes,
in the galaxy. Like,
and you know that actually when you get to the space station, there's almost no green cake eaten.
right. It's all
on
stuff.
this space station. On the
Got it.
industrial one, a lot of green cake. On this
Gotcha.
one, there's money that flows all over the place.
So you could get a steak here, an actual
Absolutely.
beef steak,
Yeah.
a cow steak, or
Yeah,
whatever.
well, grown, but
Right.
yes.
Yeah, right.
Engineered.
But not tofu.
Yeah,
not
it's,
green.
it's grown, but it's meat
Well, we might.
without the animal cruelty.
It came from
Right.
cake.
It's just recombinant plant protein.
You're recombinant plant protein.
There you go.
All right, so
Sprouts.
useful. What is it? So the mission here is to get to the space station, contact the Romanov agent,
Mm-hmm.
make this proposal to sell this data, right?
Mhm.
To use against the Dubois, so that we can get the money to fix our ship.
Right.
Or even
Are we
directly the
asking?
materials from
Yeah.
them, because
That's
they're
what we-
really
They
the
own the
only
moon.
source.
They on the moon
Yeah.
where we get the materials.
We think that. Are we asking for money, or are we asking just pay for the parts for everything?
Money or credit.
Or the repairs themselves, right? I mean, if they're willing, but then the problem is that if we do that, then the Romanovs might get clued in on the existence of the ship.
This is true.
And they seem to be not great people.
Well, no, we want to keep
Well-
the existence of the ship. Anybody that finds out about that ship is going to want to steal the ship. Except, I have no reason to think Odyssey Ing would do that, but anybody else is going to want to.
Odyssey already knows about the ship.
Well, he already knows about it.
So having him be involved in the repair won't tip that hand to anyone else. We might still worry about him, but
Yeah, we believe that now that you speak of it, we should ask for currency and compensation. Cubalds is king, after all.
I mean, if they're the only ones who have certain of the raw ingredients, then we might ask for the payment in that as well, and not tell them why. Although they'll probably
We should have some sort of cover as to why we need these raw ingredients, other than to repair our mystery spaceship.
We have not contacted the Romanovs agent yet.
Correct.
And do we know who the Romanovs agent is?
Make me a lore goal.
Oh, nice.
Yes, 20. Unnatural 20.
You've probably met her at some point in the past. Her name is Fedka Radomir.
Fedka Radomir?
Yes.
Fedka. I like it. Fedka from the shtetl. Okay. And
I'm not misremembering. Some of the things that we wanted really aren't even associated with spacecraft generally, are they? Like
Some of them are
osmium?
life support, and well, all of it is related to this spacecraft.
But
Right. But if somebody's looking at
But
the
some of
list,
it
you
is
couldn't-
for energy containment and things like that are uncommonly needed, but
okay.
are needed.
Okay. So it wouldn't
High,
trip any
you know,
emergencies.
strong magnetics and things like that are important to the containment of the antimatter.
We're researchers.
on a secure link, I'm going to send her a voicemail that says, Fedka, this is...
You don't get for
Oh,
Is it possible?
there's no available line to get to her that way.
okay.
She doesn't have a public number?
Yeah.
Also,
Like, she doesn't
recognize that
Any
you...
public access that way.
You'll be
Okay.
contacting her, and she'll be thinking, "Oh, it's the guy leading the rebellion."
So at least know who I am.
That might not be a bad thing.
That's a good point.
Da, 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 da.
She doesn't. They don't like the Dubois.
The rebellion is against the Dubois,
Right.
so they might be like,
That's
"Yeah,
good,
how
yeah.
can we fund you? What do you?"
So
Good point.
you know, you
Fun
start to
guerrilla
you see the
insurgency.
space station in the distance out the porthole, and you see you're getting closer and closer, and there's all kinds of ships on the space station. This is a very busy port of entry, and outside of the spacecraft that get dropped, all activity to and from the planet goes through this place. So it's massive. It's super active. You know, you feel the spacecraft dock, and then people start debarking.
Quick question, just for theater of the mind. What's the station look like? Is it like a big O'Neill cylinder or like a Cloud City sort of thing? Just curious.
It looks like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's it.
Do you have the overhead camera?
I do.
So it's an orbital station.
Yes.
And also, just like I know we began
is it?
this section
Can I see-
on the vessel,
You want to see it again?
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I actually think I got a packet as well.
I hope we had enough sense to travel like under not your
I'm not
name.
going to look at your stuff.
Okay.
Because if he's known as the head of the rebellion, and like, well, he's from the ship.
I mean, it's a strike. It's not like
Right, exactly.
It's
It's-
the rebellion. I mean, it's like thank you,
They're calling it a rebellion.
Okay, you're not like a wanted man. Is there like warrants?
thank you,
on the
Sean
wall?
Hannity. You know,
No.
a rebellion. They're having a strike.
The Limbaugh
I
Rebellion.
love it. Right, Rape's rebellion. I mean, I'm okay with it. I understand.
All right, fair. So this isn't. No one's being charged with crimes.
No.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It's a media creation.
Right, it's immediate friends, but people talking heads say people should be charged with crimes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if they find out about other things that we
I would,
we
yeah.
will be charged
There were
with
some crimes
but that's a
committed.
whole other.
What did we? What?
Nah.
Are you joking?
No.
We may have assaulted a few people.
And
Well, we broke into. Well, I'm saying
when you
before,
debark,
obviously.
you're funneled through customs and immigration.
Us talking.
And they ask the only question that really matters to you guys is when they say, "Do you have weapons?"
Yes.
No.
The only weapons allowed are
Do we have-
blades and needlers. Do you have any ballistics or powered weapons?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
They'll have to be checked.
I just walk right through.
Well, they stop everybody and they
Yeah.
check to verify.
Nope, I just
Trust but verify.
throwing
Yeah.
blades.
I have a needler pistol and a metal baton.
1 shotgun,
Keep it holstered.
1 heavy-duty shock maul, and you said we are allowed to keep our blades. Is this correct?
Yes.
Very well. I am carrying a drop forged carbon titanium knife on my person.
It's really nice.
Thank you. I am very proud of it.
And I just have my needler. The energy weapon ran out of steam or something, didn't it?
It just needed to recharge.
Yeah. So, but it's not.
It
charged.
jammed actually.
Right. Right. Something. So.
Something happened to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not using that. I just have my needler. That's all I have.
And the weapons that are of the not allowed variety, they tag, and they put into a locker, and then you're allowed through.
Thank you.
And you enter the space station, and immediately you're bombarded by Times Square at night level advertising for nightclubs, sex robots, gambling, fights, things like that. Just any kind of vice that you can think of that is within the realm of legality is all
Broadly
here.
construed.
Nice.
Broadly construed legality.
Yes.
Good job, Reeve.
Well, they're not gambling on like surgeries or anything.
Oh.
Could be much worse.
What are the odds on women's billiards right now?
Yeah. Keller just looked at it like,
And when you
human
get in, the
culture,
space station
I tell
opens
ya.
up. There's
Human culture, I tell you.
it's a huge lobby entrance, sort of like when you go through a really world-class airport and they have these beautiful entrances. I mean, the ads are on the sides, but then it opens up and it's really beautiful. The structure is beautiful on the inside. It's large. The gravity feels just right, which in some space stations is not easy to do. But this one feels pretty amazing. And you know, this was the first thing that they built here when the settlers arrived. Part of it was built on Sol and moved here, like the structure, because it was faster. They had the machinations to do it there, and then they moved it here, and then they built all the structure around it.
Right.
But it also fits the feel. Like it uses the colors of the planet, the yellows and the reds of the desert, and touches of green where the plants, you know, around the sea do. The green cake green is used as a highlight color. So there's a lot of important touches to you know, making Freesis feel like a branded thing for people who come with this. It's obviously a tourist center too. There were 2 cruise ships out there that were, you know, there's a lot of cruising as tourism, you know, for tourists in the system. That's what you do when you don't have any other planets that do anything but provide industrial stuff. You turn it into tourism.
Right.
And you arrive, you're there.
I go up to Cal and I elbow him a little bit and I go, the marvels of a technological civilization in its infancy, huh? Huh?
Yeah, marvels. That's great. Just like a child making a mess. Fantastic.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful mess.
That's because you don't have to clean it up.
Fair enough. It seems like we might have to.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder about the value of that black hole. I mean, you know, that's one way. Oh, never mind. I shouldn't think that.
If there is time, we would like to hit the blackjack table, please.
Why would you hit it? What are you angry about? Never mind.
Okay.
Well, where do we start?
Where would we find? So I'm guessing that these people, the Romans have an office on the space station.
They have an agent.
They have an agent, right?
Yeah.
What's the best way for us to find out typically where somebody's office is? I mean,
Probably speak to the cruise director. That's the person who manages the space station for, you know, the entertainment side. They help you find things.
okay.
You know, her name is Taylor Mailer.
Taylor Mailer.
Oh,
Taylor
yes.
Mailer is the cruise.
Yes.
Taylor
this is-
Mailer.
And you also know that she hates the.
Yeah, that's
You've
funny.
heard, you know of her. You probably met her once or twice in the past,
Taylor Mailer.
but she's very friendly about it.
Right.
But she doesn't like when people make the jokes about it.
Right.
That
Wow.
it just lends
How
itself
funny.
to.
I've always often wondered about
That she's
people going
sensitive
through
about
life
only
like
that.
Yeah, that's cool. So we'll find her. We'll seek her out.
Okay, she's got an office right off the lobby, and you go in there, and there's like these big glass windows, and you see there's a whole staff in there of people, and you know that somewhere in there is her office, and there are people going in and out all the time.
I'll. What do I need to do to find her office?
Is there a directory?
When you go in, you can
Or
see that there's
receptionist.
a receptionist.
Yeah.
What can I help you with?
We're looking at for Miss Mailer.
Let me see if she's available. She is in 0G right now, the nightclub, the lounge. So if you follow the lines, we'll light them for you. What color do you prefer?
Red.
Oh, I thought
And
you say gray.
they had
come
a-
on.
they had a button, and she does something where she points to you, and then you see a ball start floating in the air, and then it starts making a line, and kind of give you a guide.
Okay.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you. Thanks for your help.
Are the demographics predominantly human, or is it pretty mixed?
It's predominantly human, but there's definitely a much bigger mix here than there was on planet.
Got it.
It's probably 50 or 60% human. The rest is mixed,
Okay.
which is a big mix.
Yeah.
So
Because this is very
in-
touristy, so people
Yes.
would want to stay up here.
Correct.
To a nightclub.
So
0G.
Gotta get our digs on.
Okay, what time is it though? It's not.
you're in space.
Is it always night in space?
It goes night to day
Here,
every
probably.
couple hours
I see. Oh, right.
in space.
Kel's is confused by them calling it a nightclub when this is clearly an old hangover, leftover from Earth thing when they only opened at night, and now in space.
Right.
Just a club.
And there's a light that sort of goes down the halls, and you can just follow it, and it will lead you down this long curving hallway, and will open up to this area that looks like a lounge. There are drinks and balls that just float, and there are people sitting around, but they're not floating.
That's pretty cool.
And you see people in there. It's like a chill place. It's not like she corrected herself. There's a lounge, not a nightclub.
Yeah.
But there is a nightclub. And there's a bunch of people in here, and the ball just sort of disappears. The light ball.
I'll look around with my eye when my eyes adjust and to see if I recognize her from having seen her before.
You do. She's at the back of the lounge, and she's talking to what looks like maybe the manager of the lounge. And she turns and starts to head towards you guys. And she seems to not recognize you, and she's about to go past you guys.
I'm
like
going
she's
to
leaving.
no. I'm going to
Okay.
head in her towards her and look at her so she'll know that I'm coming for her.
Okay. And she's got these structures, kind of like that, around her face.
Okay.
Oh, very cool.
And
What are they?
Also,
don't know.
I was gonna say I make myself look human.
What happened?
Put it under the camera, please.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, we're making our new codes.
The hand jive means
Right.
put it under the camera.
Got And hi, how are you? What can I help you with?
Miss Mailer, I don't know if you remember me. We've met before, Rayfield Gray.
And one of the lights, one of the 4 posts glows for a moment. She goes, I do remember you now. It was 3 years ago, and you were here on a conference with
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
How are you? It's very nice to see you again.
You also, maybe you could help me. We're looking to see. So is she like a concierge kind of thing?
Yes.
Like, so she'd be like
For the whole space
she's the
station.
station.
She's the
concierge.
busiest one
I
in
got
the
you.
ship.
She's the Lobot of this place.
Is she human?
She's a human.
We're looking to. I wanted to see if you could help me find the agent for the Romanoff Enterprises on the station. I know they have one. I just.
She doesn't really. You're talking about Fedka. She doesn't actually have an office. She is all over the ship all at any one time. I would guess your best bet to finding her would probably be to. I know she was spending a lot of time with Honeywell yesterday. Honeywell Aki.
Do I know who that is?
You don't.
Okay.
She's the pleasure master, and I believe she was planning to go to the Inner U clinic also at some point in the next day or two. So that would be another place to
The
check.
Inner U.
Yes.
So I'm asking, looking for context clues. That sounds like some sort of rich,
Maybe a knowledge roll.
rich trashy salon
Well,
spa that you would go to.
Actually,
Better you.
Inner U.
Better
you
you than
would
me,
go-
mister.
Actually, any of you can make the roll.
12.
You can all make the roll because it's a brand name.
The wellness
Inner U.
retreat.
Inner U.
What type of roll is it?
Intelligence.
Oh, okay. I got an 18.
There you go.
I got a 12.
All right. Anyone who
I got a rock.
was above a 10 or
No,
11,
I didn't.
an 11 would know that Inner U is where you go when you want to have a sex change. It's permanent until you do it again.
Oh, I see.
So sex changes are no big deal. People do it all the time. But it takes about 3 days to a week, and you're in a vat the whole time. But when you're done, you come out as
You're
the
reassigned.
opposite sex.
Or you could just
I
do
was
this.
And it happens pretty frequently. If you have money, it's a very common thing to change gender whenever you want.
I can do it all the time.
What is the Inner U?
Sort of.
I make myself. What? I just want my exterior appearance
It's a
to match
gender
my
reassignment,
inside
franchise.
self.
There you go.
Fair enough.
The inner you.
The Inner U.
Odd.
Very well.
Some people.
It's probably the least odd to you.
Well,
Not
Maybe.
odd.
Yeah.
well, I'm just thinking.
How ashen forged of you, of all of you,
Yeah.
I had an uncle.
and an ant, then an ant.
Ooh, I guess we can check with this Honeywell and then stop by the clinic.
Sure.
Yeah, we're new to the station. I mean, apart from Rafe. Who is Honeywell Aki?
She's the pleasure master.
What exactly is that? Sounds exciting.
She manages the prostitution.
Oh. How very libertarian of you.
Now, when you say she manages, does she's a madam or she's the health department?
Both.
Or she's both?
Porque no los dos.
She does all of that, all of the above.
Gotcha. So she's both the authority and the.
I mean, the health department is really
And
more
the
of a maintenance
provider.
issue than.
And
I mean, the prostitutes aren't human; they're
Robot.
robots.
Oh.
So it's more of a maintenance issue than
Mhm.
than anything else.
Remember I talked about cleaning up?
But you'll never know the difference.
You're right.
Yeah.
Unless you want to.
Yeah, well. Thinking like old West world.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
Ah!
You're a Cylon, and you're a Cylon.
Roll, spin the wheel to see who's the Cylon this week.
All right. So we want to go see the pimpstress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The fun mistress.
Pleasure master.
Right.
Does she wear all leather and have whips? I mean, that's what that sounds like.
More change.
In all in vinyl, black vinyl.
Black
With
vinyl.
red vinyl.
Even better.
That is
Little pain stick.
the pleasure master. Just for the camera, they can see her for the moment.
We'll meet her eventually.
So you find your way to the red light district. There's no red lights. It's actually well lit, clean, almost clinical to the outside, and you see it is sort of like shopping. Like when you get there, there's windows with
Yeah.
these beautiful men and women.
It's like boutique. It's like all kinds
Right.
of boutiques on
Yes.
Amsterdam.
Men, women,
or Caesar's Palace.
multi-gender, like all sorts of variations that are available. And a lot of them are sitting and chatting in the windows and talking to each other. And they seem like very real.
Are they sentient, do we know, or are they just
You don't know.
automatons?
So these are
You've not experienced this. So.
they're automata.
No.
They're automata. Yes.
Mhm.
Automata.
How much time?
I'm
How
not
much does it cost for their time? I really want to just pry at their AI.
You want to like you pay the for the
I
hour.
pay.
I just want to talk.
Just be like,
Yeah.
I just want to talk. Hey, can I look at your code?
You're paying for it. You're paying to.
Oh, how
And she
indecent
blushes.
of you!
It's your money.
Yeah.
It's your money, huh, sweetheart.
Yeah, yeah.
You're paying to administer a
Yeah.
Turing test.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
And eventually you find,
Void comp.
after all of these window displays, there's at the end of this long corridor, there's the entrance. So you actually, the window shopping is a vast, like long portion of this facility, of this part of the facility.
Yeah.
And it ends into the entrance to the shop. And in there's a secretary. How can I help you?
Oh, we're looking
We're
for.
looking for Honeywell a key.
Honeywell she is not in the office right now. She is, I think she's in Gold Dust. Let me check, hold on. She's in Gold Dust at the moment.
Is that a metaphor or is that a place?
It's a place.
Oh.
It's that's the nightclub, and she's bringing visitors to some entertainment.
Cool. Guess then we're going to the nightclub.
You head out, and you go to the nightclub. It's every time you leave, it's like extra time spent like traversing the place, but you really do get to see the space station.
Is there a cover charge at the nightclub?
Well, you're not there yet.
Is there less of a cover charge if I'm a woman when I go into the nightclub?
No.
Our cubicles are getting a little low, guys.
Is it ladies' night? Because I can be a lady.
You could. It'd be more expensive to just become a lady.
No. I can alter self at will.
Yeah.
Oh, I
know.
see.
Changes appearance. That
Yeah.
was his Esper power.
Fake become a lady.
Yeah.
And you get to the club, and when you go in, as you walk, you get sprinkled with glitter, gold glitter.
Oh.
Hence the name.
Right.
The worst.
Oh.
It's like when you get a holiday card with glitter all over it,
Yeah.
and you find it on your face like 3 days later.
Yeah.
You're like,
We
Right.
do not like
Right.
this.
And of course, it's dangerous because it's made of something that could actually cut your eye to
Yeah.
shreds. So there's that too.
excellent.
Nice. Thanks
Yeah.
to people who buy glitter.
We are not a
So-
fan of this.
Clear bomb.
Not one bit.
Yeah, you get a glitter bomb, and there's not a charge to get in. And you can go in. There's an entry with 2 people standing at it. Is there anything I can help you with today? Are you here for the festivities?
Always.
What room are you in?
This one.
You don't have a room yet.
We haven't checked in.
No.
You need to check in before you can go into the nightclub.
And where's the registration desk?
In the lobby.
Got it.
Do we need to check in to meet Honeywell? Should we ask them about Honeywell?
Is Honeywell inside?
She is. She's in bringing in some entertainment. If you want, I'll check and see how long she'll be. I'm
Yeah.
just here for her. Give me a few minutes. I'll check
Thank
on
you.
her. And he goes in. And when he comes out, he comes out with this woman that looks Japanese-ish, but she also looks sort of cyborgish, like she has lines cut into her face and things like that, and tattoos of light and dark that kind of fade down her face. Kind of like
What's her last name?
a key.
Aki. Honeywell Aki.
Like her.
At the bottom.
Nice.
Very cool.
And the letters change every now and then in color and in form both.
That's super cool.
Right, the guy that tattooed on there said they say nobility, honor, and purpose, but they really say, I do, bad things for money.
She's got a scrolling marquee on her chin.
Can't trust these tattoo artists.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Miss Akeem?
Greetings.
Cool.
Miss Akeem, my name's Rafe Gray. I'm Rayfield Gray. You might have heard of me.
I've heard of your name. You've been in the news lately, I think.
Unintentionally. You can't believe everything that you see.
I don't believe anything I see.
That's a respectable stance. I wish more people took it. I'm actually looking for Fedka Radomir. And I understand that you know her.
Yeah, we're friends. We were spending a bunch of time together. I believe she checked in today to the interview clinic.
She did. We were down. We were there, right, to start off?
No,
we
no,
hadn't gone down there.
We
You were
went
at 0G.
Oh, we were at Zero G.
Zero G,
Right.
and then we went
To Taylor's office.
Taylor's office, and then we went to your office, and then they told us you were here.
Taylor's office is 0G.
Fedka does not make it easy to find her.
Yeah, we figured.
We
doesn't wanna
intend
be
to
found
strangle
easily.
this wild
I'd like
goose.
to. I need to speak with her about a matter of some importance, and related possibly to some of the recent headlines. Do you think you might be able to arrange a meeting when
I'll
she's
be back, gentlemen.
when she's free?
I'll
Do you
take
think
you.
you might be able to help me with that?
I'll take you.
Oh, how will I?
All right. So, are you all from downstairs?
We are the only two humans, right?
I look human
Is that
right now.
Oh, you look human. Okay. She asked if we were all from downstairs.
Yeah. You know
we
that's
are.
a term for.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sure. I'll point. We're all from down below. These two are friends of mine.
Bringing them to Disney World, as they say.
Please, yeah. I know that.
We are Void One. It is our first time here.
The reputation of what you have to offer has preceded them.
What is Disney World?
It was. I don't know.
What do you mean was? It's the largest theme park in the galaxy.
Oh,
Talking
I would
about-
know what it is then. Yeah, I guess.
If there's anything humans do well, it's theme parks.
Yeah. Of course, Disney World would survive thousands of years in the future.
There's a Mickey Mouse.
It's Disney World.
Literally
That's
a
probably
world.
right.
Disney World now. Yeah.
And it's taken over. They bought their own
Yeah.
moon.
Disney World.
The head of
I
Walt
could-
Disney finally reveals
Right,
itself for
frozen.
what it is.
Adventureland is a whole country now.
We could definitely prepare appropriate entertainment for all of you. The data is already being collected, so at some point when you're ready, we can match you up based on your health, your interests.
Data sounds good.
How is that data collected? Looking around our camera, the glitter on my
doesn't say
body,
anything.
right? Are these nanobots or something? What's
And you're walking, and you get to a part of the space station that's more small businesses, boutique shops, and things like that. None of it looks like low cost. It's like high end boutiques.
Yeah.
It's Rodeo Drive level of
Right.
cost when you get in there. Shops, there's no price tags on anything.
If you have to ask.
It's right. It's very stylish.
Fourth Avenue.
Right, and you get to this what looks like a very simple doorway. It's a red doorway and a red door, and there's a little circle like a ghost on it. Here we are.
no
And
sign?
no sign. And
How
as you go,
discreet.
when you go to it, the door opens, and as it opens, the door becomes blue. It goes red to blue. And you walk in, and there's a woman standing there. The room is just a very sparse white room with a single desk and a woman standing and waiting. Miss Honeywell, you brought us some guests. They're here to speak with Fedka. Let me see if she's available. Who should I say is calling?
Would they say, by the way, just as a quick sidebar, would they say she or they?
Is she in
Well, it said
transition?
Oh,
I think they do.
at the
Refer
moment,
to her, she.
she just started.
I got you. Just curious.
She will not be a she in about 3 days.
I got you. I was just curious. So, would you tell her that? So wait. Is she with us still?
Honeywell is
I'm gonna
yeah,
let her
Honeywell
do the
is-
talking.
She
knows her
This
business.
is Rafe Gray and his guests. They had some. They wanted to have a conversation about the activities downstairs. You'll know Rafe's name from his familial name, but also from the recent news reports. Just give me a moment. I'll check.
And they so they
And she
check in
walks
here.
back
Uh-huh.
and walks through the white wall and disappears.
What do you mean walks through the wall?
Like the room is all white,
Uh-huh.
and she just walks through the wall. It just like the wall is like a hologram.
I see.
There's no door.
So to us, it just looks like she's gone, and then the wall sort of envelops her.
Yeah, it's like you're walking like a ghost walking through a wall.
Gotcha.
But
I wonder if she was real or the wall's not real. Which one is it? Is she the hologram or the wall?
I don't know, but I really want to know now.
We really want to.
So we're in a white
I
room.
sit on my hands.
Are there black curtains?
Yeah, there you go. Good call.
See what's that?
Are there black curtains in a white room?
In a white
So
room
invite queen.
with
Oh,
black
sorry.
curtains.
Yeah,
At the
I got you.
station.
Sorry, I got you. Carry on.
You're clapping.
In a way,
Been here.
cultural reference
Yeah.
lost on the young.
Yeah.
but you don't know Disney World.
It's very
Yeah,
insensitive.
Kelleran knows his cream, but he doesn't
Right,
know Disney
that is
World.
Hey,
Alright.
hey. The drummer died recently. It's very
You did.
Poor Ginger.
Yep.
Fair enough.
We have
Yeah.
been here an hour and we have
She
not
comes out.
touched
Says, she'll see you, but you will have to. And you see another man walk through the wall, who looks like a thug.
Mm.
And he goes, "You'll have to leave all of your weapons,
Wow.
blades, needlers, any other weapons." And you see another one walk through the wall on the opposite side,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they pat you down.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Make
don't
sure
hide
you-
anything.
We
I don't
are.
have anything.
We are reluctant. To
So, like, when you say he looks like a thug, you mean like he looks like a person, sort of personal security
Yes.
bodyguard?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Just some blades.
Like a bouncer type,
So-
Yeah.
or the somebody that.
Yeah, but he looks a little more trained than that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soren reaches down for his boot knife, just like that big.
And then they take it and they set it.
He holds on to it for a second,
side.
just longer than comfortable.
And they just set it up. They set your stuff on the floor on the side.
Okay.
They don't like hide it or anything like that. Just put it away from them. And then Honeywell and the receptionist bring you back, and you come this way, please. And you walk through the wall, and
It was the wall that was the hologram.
that was,
Glad. Yeah, I watched it.
and you get into this room where you walk through this big room, and along the wall there are sort of curtains separating multiple people that are in like deprivation chambers, like just their neck is and head is sticking out, and you go up and she walks you over to a woman that currently looks like this. That
Is it in
That
blue?
guy.
There?
In blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
although not with the clothing on.
Right. She's just up to her
You
neck
see her
in
neck.
a tank.
She's in a tank.
Yeah.
Soren is slightly fidgety.
And as you're walking up,
Oh,
she
you're de-armed.
she kind of looks you
I'm
over.
never dearmed.
Let's see you then. And the Honeywell says, "Thank you. Enjoy your time. I hope to see you in our entertainment services section again."
Can we? She's in a tank. Is the tank opaque, or can you like?
It's
see-
opaque. You can't see her.
Damn it. No, because I'm gonna. Okay, well, I'm gonna memorize her face as best I can.
Oh,
Okay.
so you can.
She's gonna be in here for 3 days.
So I'll thank. I'll smile and thank Honeywell and Miss Radomir.
Yes, let's see you.
I just don't know if I'll get her.
So we'll step
Yeah. Spread it out so she can see all of them.
Height in particular is important.
Could each of you just take your hand and put it to my head for a moment?
So what's the get up here? What's the situation here?
She's in a sensory deprivation tank.
Okay.
Something's going on the inside. You don't know
But
what.
so we don't see her. We
You
just
only
see
see
her
her
head.
Her
We see
head.
her
taking her
head.
At the top.
And what's her head look like? I mean, I got it. But I mean, I'm saying, but does she have like a? She's not in those clothes. But what does she have? What's her? Does
Black
she have?
hair, cropped kind of short.
Does she have like a
Medical
bathing
care.
cap on or something? Or
No.
No. So
No.
it's just her head.
Just her head. There's no makeup on her, anything
I see.
at all.
Sort of like a, for image sake, like an iron lung. The head's the only thing sticking out, sort of thing, right?
Right, exactly.
Her eyes closed.
She's looking at his right.
She says she wants us to
Touch her
put-
head.
Touch her head.
Yes, please. And when you touch her, you get this like a weird sensation, like a vibration of your soul.
What?
Ooh, I
Wait,
like.
what now?
I like when my soul vibrates.
Oh, I've been itching for a while. Thanks.
Funk.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to grab. I was just asking for a moment of contact.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
Sorry,
that's
force
creepy.
of. We are sorry. It is a force of habit.
Does this like feel like an Esper
Oh yeah,
interaction?
for
Or
sure.
something.
This also
In
raises
some
more
way.
questions than we like.
Esper action.
And so I hear you're creating trouble downstairs.
Trouble? What trouble?
Yes. Much.
Oh, you're creating trouble,
For the Dubois.
and I love it. I love it.
Excellent. Oh,
Fuck
that's
those
good to hear.
Dubois. I'm so glad that somebody's doing it.
Well, we're glad that we could be the agency for your amusement and good and cheer. Maybe you could do something for us in return.
Well, the first thing I would like to know is why you're creating that trouble.
Would you believe it's a byproduct?
Well, they picked a fight.
They
They
did.
picked a fight.
Yeah, they did. We were just making a claim, and they decided to move in on us. Not kind. And in our interactions, I should not do the talking.
It is a
You're
strange
doing well.
series of.
I like your voice. You should talk.
Kellen's looking at Rafe like,
Don't look at Ray.
You're doing well.
She doesn't say Ray. She says, don't look at Raphael.
Do not worry. She is in the tank. She cannot hurt you.
Oh, I'm worried about hurting myself right now.
Why would you hurt yourself?
Oh, well, I know
You
we
have
had
no
an agreement about what we were going to offer in exchange for some things, but is it too early to just lay all the cards on the table, as
Lay
they
your
say?
cards out on the table.
I don't have the cards.
We
Is
require
Kellen,
we
like,
require the
shrinks away?
services of the Romanov family in exchange for information acquired within our the process of our shenanigans.
Troublemaking.
About Daddy Dubois.
So you still haven't quite answered the question of
The
why.
Dubois singled out two of our late associates for stealing what was rightfully theirs, and as you know from your own personal dealings with them, they play fast and loose with existing laws and regulations, and even the barest civil interactions with others. They don't play well with people that aren't themselves, and
They killed him.
and we're fairly convinced that they killed two of our friends.
We know they killed.
In addition to a few other things.
You know, there's an old Earth saying that when you're out for revenge, you should dig two graves.
One
Well-
for them and one for their children? Oh no, one of them's for us. Got it.
You're so un-Earth-like.
We didn't want to get dragged into this, but unfortunately, we feel that there's a far greater evil by letting them go unchecked in this.
So, what do you need from me then?
Well, we need something from.
I'm no soldier.
No, we need some materials, perhaps some funds, and in exchange we can offer information that would put the Romanovs in a more favorable position vis-a-vis the Dubois.
Significantly.
It's sufficiently damning evidence to shake the footing upon which the Dubois built the foundation of their standing.
Well, that's a pretty grand statement. Do you all concur with that?
Yes.
It is a sound statement.
We do.
Do any of you feel like that was an overstatement at all? You feel like it was.
Oh, nice. But no, I think that's.
No, I mean
true.
they're I mean, it would definitely put them at a strong disadvantage.
No, I'm asking you.
I know
Yeah,
you
you
are.
say
No,
like in
you're
He's not
asking.
asking you that.
No, I know you are. No, you're asking us.
I mean, we're talking about they're messing with something that could destroy the whole solar system. So it seems like kind of a big deal. Right?
Not only that, but there's evidence that they are killing their adversaries and taking their minds
And putting them
into
sheep.
sheep so that they could harvest the information
Yeah,
and
it
use
seems
it for
like kind of-
propaganda.
that's
campaign.
all right.
Yeah, that sounded bad.
Right.
Yeah, so I think Kelvin believes it.
Yeah,
You feel sincere.
Yeah, we. Oh, she says that.
Yes.
Oh, she was like detecting.
Mm.
She did.
Soren is thinking something along the lines. Yeah, it's sincere, but you've seen the what this the PR war is, the psyops war. He doesn't know if it'll bring them down, but it will hurt.
The PR war is on the Dubois side at the moment.
Okay.
But that can change at any time, and particularly when you leave the planet.
Yeah.
They have much less reach once you get off ground.
Yeah, well, his feeling is just that that it'll do damage. He doesn't think it'll bring them down, but it will hurt.
They're going to have to do a substantial amount of
Cleanup.
associated with this information getting out to the degree that it would give the Romanov family the opportunity to exploit that moment of weakness.
Yeah.
In which they would have to be doing cleanup.
Yeah, exactly. It won't bring them down on itself, but it'll weaken them enough that outside entities could finish the job, such as the Romanovs.
I can tell that you have quite a bit of loathing for this family at the moment. I'd like a story or two that tells me some details that I can bring back. I can't bring back a question of they did us wrong or even a murder.
Did we decide to tell them?
There's law enforcement for murders.
Let's tell them that part.
Yeah.
That's the part to share.
So can she see right now?
Yeah,
Or,
she
oh,
can
okay,
see.
cool. So,
Yeah, her head's out of the thing.
got it. So I'll walk up and say, let me know if you think that this is sufficiently compelling. And I will, because she can't use her hands,
Right.
I will walk up and hold
And
my...
you see, as you start walking towards it, the two guards come a little forward too.
Okay. That's fine. That doesn't bother me.
We come as friends. I say to her.
I come in peace. No, but I'll pull up my data pad and show her, pull up the evidence that they are killing people and taking their minds and dumping them into sheep and utilizing that information to create propaganda campaigns to strengthen their own position.
Yeah.
Using sheep.
And she's saying that murder in and of itself is not enough because there are legitimate authorities to deal with that. But while there may be legitimate authorities to deal with murder, I don't know.
Make me a perception check.
Perception 16.
As you're telling her this, you can see her eyes welling up, and then like a tear or two rolls down her cheek. Continue.
Oh, she's feeling my sadness. Interesting.
I don't know, something.
While the murder itself may be a detestable act that can be dealt with in a court of normal law. These are affronts to on a humanitarian scale. This is something that it goes so far beyond just simple loss of life. This is manipulation of the populace to befit the ends of the few in ways that are incalculable. They're doing things and experimenting in ways that are so far beyond natural to further their own position.
What else? What else are they allowed to steal?
Yeah.
Besides humans, the most intimate memories of a human being,
They're stealing the dignity of their enemies.
Well, not only that, then they took
or a life form.
cellulars
We
and actually reprogrammed them to be murdered.
we need points. Object to it on an existential level. It is a mockery of everything that we stand for.
And then in your head, you guys, I never use this ability, but I have mental missive, so I have this ability to communicate telepathically within 10 feet. My little tendrils on my head kind of wave around. And I say, like, is there any reason we don't tell her that they're developing technology that could destroy the whole planet? We don't have to show the data. Because that seems like a really big selling
Are
point.
we able to answer back to that, or is that just a one-way street?
But she's gonna want proof of that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's where we hold out on the
That's
proof
our ace in the hole.
until we get the
Yeah,
materials.
This sounds good enough. You got the sheep.
Why did she kill your friends?
Because we
Ooh.
stood in the way of something that they wanted.
Which was
The claim that there was some piece of space junk that fell, and they claimed that it was part of a larger drop that belonged to them in whatever their schemes and machinations were. And we found it, and they said they wanted it when it wasn't rightfully theirs, so they killed our friends to try and get it.
And it's related to some dangerous experiments they've been doing. Experiments that are endanger the whole solar system.
are you sure you're stating it as truthfully as you are capable?
I'm going to tell her. We're not telling you everything that we know.
I know.
But we're willing to share that information if we can make a deal.
So what is it you need from us?
Yeah. Well,
How much would the? Did we ever figure out how much? No.
There's
we know the amount.
I mean, did we ballpark it?
We know the order of magnitude.
Do we have an actual number?
No.
No, that's what I was asking.
Well, we've got the actual quantities of materials.
right.
we just don't know how much
I-
it is in cubal.
I had asked if we could get a rough estimate as to the order of magnitude. Not exact amounts, but
I
if
understand.
it was on the order of thousands or tens of thousands.
Tens
It
of
seemed to be on the order of tens of thousands of cubes.
All right. Well, this information is worth that easy.
So I'll transmit to her, just tell her we need these items.
I'll make arrangements for. I want one of the sheep.
We can do that.
I want to. I want to lay hands on the material that the Duboises are making claims on.
We can't do that.
Why? I thought it was junk.
It is in disrepair, and
This is the they say she's talking about the ship, right?
yeah.
Yeah, we just call it
The
space,
space junk.
Yeah.
I'll sit. Well,
To what end would you?
this
To
is
what
part
end
of what
would
we
you
don't
need
want you.
that?
This is part of what we're not telling you. I'll tell her.
I know, that's why I went there.
Yeah.
To what end would you want to contact them? Simply to know?
To touch it.
That's not going to happen.
Her psychic.
With insight, like, can I try and get a little more with the actual insight ability?
What do you want to know? I mean, she obviously wants the thing. I mean, she's
Yeah,
just trying to
why?
get
Well,
as
even
much
if she
as
touches
well,
it,
they
she
want
can
it.
draw
It's about the
information.
ship, right?
Yeah, but she also has this ability to touch.
Well, she wants
People
it
learn
for her
things about
bosses. I mean,
Well,
that's
that's what I'm
We
curious
are,
about.
we are
Is she
literally
trying
dealing
to
with a
gain
agent
control
of
over it?
a
Is she
large
curious?
corporation.
She seems to be an empath of some kind.
Okay.
That doesn't really necessarily pertain to a spaceship.
Yeah, even if we showed her we could show her like some small item out of the ship.
Well,
She would still learn like this is technology.
I
that's
know.
tens
Yeah,
of
she would
thousands of
know.
years old.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing. We don't want them to know that we have technology. That's it. I mean, we want them. We want to.
We're already giving away too much.
We want to help you screw your enemies. We don't want to help you screw us.
I understand that. Okay, then I'll make arrangements for credit for the materials you need. Tell me everything you need, and I'll tell you how or if I can get it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So you go through all the
Yeah,
materials.
the actual
all the
list
raw
of materials.
What do you do about
Are we still
labor costs and stuff?
We can't
Save
don't
where
have
we
the ability to
can.
do this.
I thought only the life support repair was probably beyond our abilities, right?
Didn't you have a contact?
No, there were several things. Yeah.
The
Corey
antimat,
could.
the structural repairs we thought we could do on our own. The life support repair.
Well, not on your own. You need money to do it still,
Oh yeah.
You need raw materials to do that.
And money
or
to-
you need it to be covered cost-wise.
I mean, yeah. Could we? Is there a way to do this where we get what we need from them without having them do the repairs themselves?
Yeah.
I guess we
How,
have the
how, are
same
you,
amount of money.
how are
Half
you
the problem.
discussing this? How are
we
you
in mental
discussing this?
contact?
It is. I mean, I can just. It's a two-way.
Is
It's
it?
basically the message.
It's just we all get
Can't-
jobs and come back in
Yeah.
2 years.
No, the
Really?
the only thing.
So
And
it
only
puts
made
on
half
his,
the money you
Burger
need.
King truck.
Yeah.
The only thing.
Hello, welcome to Meaty Meat. I am 1479 Soren. How would you like our green burger?
Yeah.
The only way that I can potentially imagine us being able to repair what we need to repair without cluing anyone else into what it is that we're doing is for us to get enough funds to have some sort of AI downloaded into a computer, have the computer do the repairs, and then wipe the computer.
So Edison
Some
already
sort
knows
of
about the ship.
mechanic
You could just
AI.
have him take care of it because he already know. That's my
Who?
Yeah.
Edison. I would like to assume, if it's not fair, if this is fair, that we might have had some conversations about this before standing in front of this.
Yeah,
Maybe
well.
we didn't. Maybe we didn't. So Kel will just say out loud to her, I don't think you're appreciating the gravity of the information we have here for you. We're talking about they're conducting experiments that could literally destroy the solar system, kill every single one of us. You could bankrupt them with this information. The government could revoke their corporate charter. Right now,
We were keeping that part secret.
well, I'm not saying how they're doing it. But anyway, how about you arrange for the materials and the necessary credit to pay for labor, and we will send you that information in a fair exchange, and we get the materials and credits, and we will take our materials and credits and go and use them in our own little experiments that are not concerning, destroying the solar system.
I'll make arrangements for you to get credit for the materials and labor to do whatever it is you need. It sounds like you need mechanical assistance or something.
You do.
I have contacts out in the deep wind that can do a lot of
Off the books work.
repair devices or fix things or build things.
Which was incidentally where the contact I had was as well,
Yes.
right? Okay.
It is.
What's the deep wine again?
That's the
Far asteroid belt.
I gotcha.
yeah, and there's a big space station out there
Right.
nearest the Crucible.
Right.
But I also want one of the sheep.
That we can do.
You don't like that idea? You don't want to give them the sheep?
We are reluctant, but we will acquiesce to the group's decision.
So I'll have to make some arrangements, and in a couple of days I'll tell you where you can pick up the information you need and get the credits. and you'll be able to take them. The materials you'll need to go to Czar to pick up.
The moon. Their
Yes.
moons are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right, the Romanov moons are.
And then I guess go to the deep wine to get whatever it is you need
Done.
work done.
Excellent.
This seems like a equitable trade.
Yes.
You'll have it'll take me a couple of days to get everything arranged and taken care of. I'm sort of limited at the moment, but in about 2 days I should be more functional.
Okay.
In the meantime, do you have rooms?
We haven't checked into any yet.
I'll make sure you get comp rooms, and it looks like you may actually need some clothing too. Are you, from the looks of it, you used quite a bit of your money just to get here? Am I incorrect in that assumption?
No.
We have a small stock.
I have a small entrepreneurial venture that I started up. It's doing decently well, but
I can cover lunch.
Yeah.
Long-term growth looks positive.
I'll cover reasonable expenses while you're on the space station, on
you.
Gray Station. But reasonable means reasonable.
We will not abuse your
I need a new
hospitality, I'm
computer.
sure.
We need the
We can we'll order off the value menus.
I'd rather not have other people find that I'm here, so if people ask where I am, please don't forward them to me.
oh,
That sword cuts both ways.
Yes. I'm sure people already know you're here, just because of the news. I am deeply concerned, though. I felt something very deeply from your stories that I really wish I could be out of here at the moment, but I can't.
How long are you
If you-
indisposed?
For 2 to 3 days. So, if you come as what is publicly this rebellious group, it's very likely that you've already been spotted. I would be careful of your movements about the space station. Remember, not all weapons are taken from you when you enter the station, so there are points that can be risky. At the same time, one of your best safety measures would probably be to be in crowds.
Speaking to your point, I'd like to, although I'm a good sport, I'd like to do something to clear up the misconception that I'm somehow leading this
rebellion.
Yeah.
You might be able to make a call out to Cliff Mitchell. He's out on what space station is he on now? I think he's on Greece Station.
He's a news guy.
Yeah, he runs a news network that is very anti the stuff going on down on the planet.
Well,
He's famous actually.
okay.
He really is a rebel, but a news rebel.
So maybe we can,
investigative reporting.
right. So that's somebody like that to clear the air.
Hold on, one interview
Good thing.
with the leader of the rebellion.
He's semi-retired, so
Good morning, Blue.
he does come here occasionally. Be worth looking him up, maybe. He might be here even.
Okay. Thank you. I want to try to shift the PR
Right.
battle a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, because and also draw attention to. It'll also draw attention to. Well, I mean, we're leaning into it fully. I mean, and the Dubois did kill Tusk.
Yeah.
And Eddie.
And Tusk Jr. Yeah.
And Eddie. I mean, don't forget Eddie.
Well, no.
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of your stay as much as you can.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for helping.
Fedka.
Thanks for your help. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we will keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye in the back of our heads open too.
You have your weapons are outside. You can pick them up on the way out.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As we walk out, I'll be at the back, and I turn around. Oh, one more thing. After you do this whole thing, what do you want us to call you?
My name?
You're still gonna go by Fedka?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just wondering. Bye.
You were gonna say peace out.
I was.
Huh?
Who's gonna say peace out?
Drop the mic.
All right. You head out.
Oh,
Better.
thunk.
With you boot your knife back.
We don't like to be under-equipped.
I understand. I always bring mine with me.
So do we.
So what now? We have time. We have to kill time.
Well, we're gonna go in. She said that they were gonna arrange for accommodations for us, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we'll do. We should go someplace where we can at least
Ooh, do they put the
figure out
chocolates
what
on the
we're gonna do
pillow?
next.
Question. Was Honeywell a key there with us that entire time we were having
No,
a conversation?
she left.
Right, she left early. She went
Got it,
back to
okay.
deal with her.
Makes
She dropped us off.
Yes, we should see about to our accommodations
It is
as well as
probably-
regroup.
Do you have any idea where those accommodations are going to be?
I assume
That's where
she.
you go to
Yeah.
to check in.
Then,
Got it.
then the blackjack.
I guess there's just one giant hotel.
So yeah, let's go check in and
The
find
whole
our
station is one giant.
Zara's Palace.
raid the nice.
No, not here.
Raid the minibar.
Do not touch the minibar.
Well, she said reasonable.
peanuts are 12
cubles.
She said reasonable expenses. Reasonable.
But she's a very wealthy woman. She
Reasonable.
Oh, Toblerone.
Do not touch the Toblerone. Tongue
It's
stab.
just one bottle of water. How much can it cost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will guard this mini
300
fridge and mini
cubics.
bar with our lives.
Evian.
300 cubics for a bottle of water.
We will guard this mini fridge and mini bar with our
It's
lives.
smart water though.
It's smart
Zor-
water.
Zoran
yeah.
enters his zone
Yeah.
defender
Yeah,
stance.
people who charge that much are pretty smart.
So where are you going? I guess check in.
Yeah.
You go back to the lobby.
Yeah.
Done.
In the lobby, there's the cruise director, Taylor, can direct you. That it's her office that handles getting you into your accommodations, and they say, "Oh, you guys say what you're gonna say."
Well, where? So we have our rooms, or we're about to
Yeah.
get our rooms?
Do we
We haven't.
Miss
do
got-
we
Radner
currently
was
have
one.
any rooms reserved for us? Just out of curiosity.
What are your names?
It
I'm
would be
probably under refill gray.
I'm with stupid.
Yeah.
Yes, you have 5 rooms.
Excellent.
And you've been comped food and entertainment. So very nice.
I'm drinking from the minibar.
Soren enters his zone defender stance. Ooh. You gotta earn that. I mean, you gotta earn that
I see
tiny bottle of
you've
liquor.
been set up per diem, so you'll have very good accommodations, and your food will be fine.
Can I inquire as to what that per diem amount is?
And she gives you a number, and it's a good number. It's not like rich, but it's not like McDonald's either.
It's like more money than I've had to spend.
Oh, yeah, a long time.
Yeah, so we could get room
Ever?
service.
Oh,
Yeah,
Just
just
like-
like room service. You have
Yeah. 5 minutes later, Kelrin is wearing like a fluffy
Is it-
bathrobe with a towel around his head, and he
Is it one
sipping
room
a
or
vodka or
a
something.
room for each?
there are 5 rooms.
Okay.
Wow.
And just let me get this straight. How far do the extents of the boundaries of entertainment go?
I don't understand what you mean.
He wishes
it's
to
all
know about
entertainment
your
here.
robot prostitutes, your
Yeah.
gynoids.
Well, you could speak with Ms. Honeywell, who runs. She's the pleasure master, Honeywell Key, and she can make accommodations for you.
Look at their
We need.
Is that a
Would you-
metaphor?
no.
Well, I will
Which
not be
gamble?
doing
Would you like me to make an appointment?
Yes, please.
She,
I wonder how hard it is to cheat
Um,
at gambling. with using Esper powers.
Would you like an appointment today, tomorrow? You have your. It looks like your accommodation for 3 days. So
Both, please.
The whole time.
I don't know, only about 72 hours.
Tomorrow.
how would? Are you a morning person?
Yeah, I'm a morning person. First
It's
thing in the
obvious that he
morning.
wants to just talk to her about code.
No, he
Pardon
just
me?
seems pretty
No,
excited.
I'm just saying that.
He seems pretty excited.
If he was that excited, he'd do it now.
First thing in the morning, and I'm
there's-
gonna need coffee and breakfast simultaneously.
So
That is an unusual kink. Okay.
Yeah.
10:30,
Can you do any earlier?
of course. 8:30,
Yeah, that's perfect.
8:30.
Can you please direct us to the least crooked gambling establishment?
There's only one gambling establishment,
So it
makes-
is
and
the
it is
least
the
There you
least
go.
crooked.
And it is simultaneously the most crooked.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Soren and Kel will arrange for couples massage
That's right.
in the spa,
That's right. I'm gonna have my nails done.
lava massage.
My tentacles.
Literally,
You can
the
make
real lava.
accommodations from your room also.
Gotta use a
You
belt
guys-
sander for the callus.
The
Right.
system is available. It's a touch system.
All right. I'll be watching pay-per-view.
And-
I'll be back.
She gives you she keys your watches.
It's like a
To your
magic
rooms.
band.
Yeah.
Entire channel
Disney
here that
World is
tells you
everywhere.
what the other channels are.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Kelly's
you.
beelining it to the room to take
How
a
many
hot
rooms
bath.
do we
the
each
whole
have our
nine.
own room?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, it's so much better.
and you go to the rooms, and they're nice sized rooms. They're not like giant suites, but they're nice sized rooms, and they have windows to the out, which is very nice.
To outer space or
Yes,
down
outer
into the-
space.
Oh, that's cool.
And sometimes you see Priestess.
Yeah, it's a rotating stage.
Right.
Nice.
Right, right.
Cool.
Sometimes.
That's cool.
Cool.
Well,
Sometimes
I'm, yeah,
you see the moon.
Calrin's doing the whole thing.
But can I suggest we don't actually leave without all of us?
Together?
Yes.
Might be wise. Wait a minute, does that mean we gotta go watch him talk?
Apparently
talk
we do.
Code?
The rooms are next to each other, but they're not adjoining.
We can at the very least make sure that we are not without able to contact each other. I do not know if we need to watch his endeavors, but
Oh, well, maybe not in the room, but in the establishment at least.
I don't know what his endeavors
Yeah.
are.
Oh.
neither do we. We just need those sweet, sweet cards.
Yep.
We do not have a problem. We can quit at any time we want.
So you get your rooms, you're all comfy, like, oh, there's a robe in there, it's fluffy.
Fluffy robe, bunny
Mini
slippers,
bar.
hair up in a towel, hair. They're
Tendrils.
called larima. So the tendrils are for them.
Right,
bunny's
tendrils.
tails.
Nice.
I'm watching TV. I've got a big cappuccino cup with Stelton. Dendusi coffee.
He looks like, yeah, him.
Yeah.
Right. Carry on.
Now you're living the life.
Yeah, I order room service.
No need to adventure anymore.
For 3 days.
Yeah,
I'm
Right.
good.
If this could only be your job.
Yeah, I'm living the dream. What do you do for a
Living on
living?
expensive
Luxury hotel
Living.
Tester.
reviewer.
Soren tears the sheets off the bed and begins making his nest on the other side of the bed.
Oh.
Or on the other side of the floor, on the other side of the bed,
In the
arranging the chairs.
In the closet?
In the
Defensive-
most defensible position.
Yeah, you build like a little,
Nest.
yeah,
He,
foxhole.
he'd dig through the bulkhead if he could, but he can't.
I wonder if they have maintenance staff that comes in and like sees that in a room and they're like, damn, Ashen forged again.
Oh no, this is his own personal brand of crazy.
Fair.
I'm gonna check out my room and make sure that it is. Since
Most
I actually have
aren't even really
a
sold
high
these
level of
anymore.
exposure, I want to make sure that nobody's gonna
Is that
Yeah.
bugged?
or whatever booby trap.
Yeah, there's nothing you find. And, you're actually tired. You realize it's been like
Oh yeah, nap time.
running at full speed for days now.
What time is it? I know that we made an appointment.
Are we in
for
the night
8:30,
cycle or
but I
the
don't
day
know-
cycle of the station?
I don't know how they run on some universal.
You're in the day cycle. It's about 6 o'clock, the equivalent of 6 o'clock. So
PM.
dusk, PM.
We will take a short nap.
Yeah, Kelleran's reading in the fluffy robe with the drink and reading a Dendusi romance or something.
So you all get a little short rest.
Yeah.
Soren is in the closet. Just
We had already gotten a long rest.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so you're probably good.
Cool.
And then, what do you do then?
I
You
play
have,
video
you have
games.
now, at this point, 2.5 days before.
Oh yeah. We just have to. Do we want to go? Is there anything we like? Let me look here.
Well, we have a per diem. Maybe we could just upgrade our equipment.
We could. So we've got.
Buy some new clothes.
We're still working on the translating the ancient language core. We're still working on going through the data we stole from the. Is there any more information, or did we kind of get through all the data we stole from the
We got through it.
Dubois's branch?
Oh no, there's a lot of data.
So we could.
And
go
a lot
through
of it
that.
is uninterpretable at this point. About half of it seems to be almost in another language, like another programming language,
Is it possible that it's like
which is
memories or something?
actually the two of you can make a programming check.
I can
That's
do
right,
that.
20. That's my card.
Ooh, 17.
Maybe it's either a 13 or a 1. It's cocked. Not great. 14.
Some of the code looks very similar to the code from the ship.
Oh,
Not the same,
okay.
but similar in some respects.
I'm gonna take the AI and that we've been using to decode some of the data from the ship's core and feed this into it as like I'm like writing Google Translate.
Sure.
And I'm gonna take this and put it in the text box.
Yeah, when
Right.
you've got more.
You know some similar characters that you're like,
Yeah.
oh, let's start breaking it apart.
Because we keep finding places where this info is showing up. Right.
Yeah.
We should probably scan the exterior of our whole ship and
Oh, we-
include that too.
We will. Once we get this
Because it's got them all over it.
code work.
Yeah.
So they're geeking out on code. What are you guys doing?
Does anyone wish to accompany me to the gambling establishment?
I'll go.
Sure.
Very well.
You guys are in a room?
Yeah, we're nerding it out.
Okay, have fun.
We are going to lose our money. We will be back.
And
What money?
You do not keep a stockpile for rainy days.
It doesn't rain on
Where did I
Freesis.
get money?
Per
Sounds
diem.
like a personal problem.
Per diem.
and while you're on your way, you see one of those bodyguards, and he walks up to you.
One
and
of
says-
Fedka's bodyguards?
Yes. He walks up to you, says, Fedka would like to have a word with you.
Now?
Yes.
Within eye shot of the casino. Very well.
Can we all? I'll say to him.
She wished this to be in private, in confidence.
I will handle. Your concern is appreciated. If there is any problems, I will handle it to the best of my ability, and if it proves to be untenable, I will radio for backup. We do not anticipate many problems.
We'll meet you in the casino.
Very well. Please ensure that there is a spot at the blackjack table open.
And he walks you down to the interview clinic.
We're not going to go to the casino.
You're gonna follow.
Yes.
Follow a little bit of a distance.
Yep.
Yes.
Do I notice them falling? Can I make a roll for that?
Sure.
Just to see.
I
Can I
figured they
make a
might
stealth
do
check?
something like that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, roll a stealth to see if I know them. Yeah, no, I'm thinking about them cards.
Right. And the two of you can make a perception check while you're
Okay.
following.
18.
What's perception?
Wisdom.
15.
Both of you get a feeling that you're being watched from somewhere. You don't see anybody, but you get this feeling when you're like leaving the casino area.
So I'm going to look around and see if I notice anybody interesting, suspicious.
There's a lot of people.
Sure.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I get it. But I'm going to make a point of trying to notice anything that looks out of place, like
Who's got the
Like a
newspaper
gu-
with
like-
the eye
like-
holes?
huh?
Who's got the newspaper with the eye holes?
Right, or a guy with a sniper rifle pointing at one
And-
of us, or
And while you're doing that, you see this Valna walk up to you.
a what?
A
Cat
Valna,
person.
the cat people.
Gotcha.
Oh, let's see what it is.
You're Rafe. She has a husky voice.
Oh, it's a female.
Yeah.
We haven't met.
We haven't. I'm the head of security on the station. It's very nice to meet you. I heard that you were on the station. I just wanted to make sure that you felt welcomed. Give them hell.
Nice.
I say, all right, thank you.
You're a local celebrity.
I'm Tani. If you need anything, let me know.
Tawny. Nice, I like it.
Like a cat. Meow.
She has a.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
She has a.
I never asked for
Off the
this.
back, she has a saber on the back of her back that is like it has two-handed, like pommel for two hands, and it's long and like she's tall, like probably a good foot taller than you. So I heard from Honeywell that you were looking for Fedka. I hope you found her okay.
We did, thank you. She's been helpful. How's speaking of security, anything we should? How are things here on the station?
Secure.
Well,
This is a very secure station.
Okay.
There's very little that happens here that goes unnoticed.
So it happens anyways. They just noticed it.
Although I would say, be careful. Not everybody has my sentiments.
I get that sense also.
And some woman walks up to her and like takes her arm. Come on, I'm not done. I gotta go dance. Have fun.
Right. Thank you.
Goes back in.
Well, it's nice to know that
They're gone.
who they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just walking that direction. I
Right.
didn't know where they were going.
Okay, so I'll try to catch up.
Okay.
Do we still have the creepy feeling? Or?
Maybe.
I want to do that.
Maybe.
If there's a
you
like a
probably do.
shop nearby.
There's all kinds of
No,
shops.
I mean like a clothing shop.
Sure.
Yeah,
Right there.
let's go check this out. And once we're in, like kind of out of sight, I'll just kind of grab you, like start to look through something, and then immediately go back out and look around.
Make me a perception check. You can both make it.
6. Where's that? in
16.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I'm not sure that-
They're good. Better than me. Oh well.
You get to enter you, and he just walks you right through the wall. Does not take weapons.
Good for everyone involved.
Ah, you're here. Hold on. I can feel my cock coming in. It's a very unusual feeling, when everything inverts. You'll just have to give me a moment.
Fascinating.
How would it be fascinating to you? Everything you've had has been come from someone else.
It's awesome.
Perhaps, but it is ours now.
I just wanted to let you know that I felt a lot of the anguish you've had from sleep.
We do not sleep as soundly as thinks back for a sec. We do not think we have ever truly slept soundly.
I've heard that your kind, and I mean your people, can use sort of the way I'm inverting myself, in a sense, that there are healthy ways of inverting your memories so that they can be experienced while you are more aware of it. It may be worth exploring some forms of therapy that would assist you in that.
We are not sure of what you speak.
I've known many Ashen Forged in my life. None of them sleep well. They all have memories that are not theirs, that are not their own, that are shared with. That's why you go by they. You are not one.
We prefer to think of it as we are fragments made whole. We are our own being. We are created from many beings, but in the end, we have been created in a singular form. It is.
There are forms of therapy that can help you bring those memories back into your own singularity.
And
I could feel your fragmentation when you were here, and it's been top of mind since you left.
And we take it either you or someone you know is capable of doing such.
I know people. I could give you names.
Very well. We will entertain this line of thought. We are cautious of it.
Of course. You're an Ashen Forged.
And
a warrior.
Indeed. We feel that our purpose has diverged as our fledgling race has come to being. We do not disagree with it.
It's diverging.
We honor the old ways as best we can.
Becoming a new people is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen because you will it to happen. It happens because all of you will it to happen. And that's what's happening. And honestly, I think it's a beautiful thing. It's one of the few miracles I can say that in the last 1,000 years we've been able to see. An actual miracle.
We suppose that is one way to look at it. We do share a sort of sentiment as much as we are comfortable in the old way.
Do you feel attunement to one or more of your predecessors that became part of you?
We unfortunately do not know who our donors were. Do I actually?
You don't.
No. That's what I was gonna. We believe that we may have more than our fair share of Terran in us, but we are not sure. We have had dreams, thoughts, a while before coming and being involved in this venture. We were stationed on a station and had a encounter that got us thinking.
I can't tell you your makeup, but I can tell you that you do have a little something very unusual even for an Ashen Forged. You have a little bit of your friend Boots.
Yes.
His race is mortal enemy. Some of that is in you. And I could feel that when you touched me.
Interesting.
Just be aware of that.
Do you believe this will cause me to turn on my
Not at all. Not at all. It's you now. But there are things about them that are different than the accepted races in the galaxy. But their memories may be more dangerous to you than some of the others. They've lived through and for war. Everyone else only experienced it from an external perspective. For them, it's internal into their souls.
Speaking of which, let us ask you a question. Do you believe we possess a soul?
I do. But I'm not an expert. But I do believe it. I don't think I could feel attuned to you if you didn't.
Perhaps it is merely a Esper power. Perhaps it is indeed a soul. We do question this far more often than we would like.
It's good to question yourself.
Hmm.
Well, I feel for you, and I'm happy that you're on a road to deeper enlightenment.
Well, we do appreciate your concern, and we would, if you would be willing to forward us some names, we would
I
be
will.
willing to look into it.
I
We
will.
do appreciate your concern.
All right, I didn't mean to take you from your gambling venture.
It is quite all right. You have given us
Enjoy your
something
time.
more to think about than the cards. He looks a little, just shuffles his foot a little bit.
Be careful with your gambling tonight, then your mind may be in the wrong place.
It is quite all right. We never expect to win money, but it is nice when it happens. Thank you. Once again, we do appreciate it, and we will keep what you said in mind.
Your friend should be pretty close to outside.
We did not see them, but we suspect as much.
Yeah, they're there.
And I give a just little mock salute and just turn on the heel and
She's
go.
like, what the hell was that?
Just a little like go.
She just kind of goes back into
Oh, there it
little
is.
slumber. And you head out. The guard walks you to the door and lets you leave, and you see him coming out of near you.
Does he look different? Does he look?
Yeah.
He looks philosophical.
Namaste, friend. I've
There
embraced
you
the
go.
ways of peace.
Right.
No more violence for
He
me.
looks enlightened. He has reached Anulare. What's happened to him? Oh my god.
We have encountered the Romanovs. They are a peace-loving clan.
Yeah.
Hello,
wish
friends.
only
Would
but
you
the-
like to step into this dark corridor with me?
There's a weird slug affixed to the top of his head.
We should go into the dark corridor without head protection whatsoever.
They were great. Yeah.
So, cards.
Lead on.
Sure.
And this is where we'll take a little break.
Okay.
Sweetness.
Welcome back, everybody. Before we get started, I do want to thank the Adventure Game Store and new Adventure Game Cafe. Jake's super happy he got his new Baldur's Gate Descension to Avernus dice, which is cool. And the yellow room from Yellow Games. Brian, you know, come down and give Brian a holler. Keith, Glenn, there's a bunch of people who work here who probably know more about games than anybody you've ever met, and the game industry too. All right, so back where we were, people were going to go go gambling.
Gambling.
So let's see how much money they can.
Possible
How quickly they can.
altercations.
They
Somebody
can
like
give away
join
their
them for
money.
gambling. I don't know how long.
We
does our-
can. I don't know.
How long does our nerdery take? The whole time, or do we have time to
That
join
depends
in for
on you.
gambling?
You totally have time to join.
Did we discover anything or nothing particularly new?
Yeah, you found one more thing out.
Oh, I love this.
Tidbits.
And the two of you are kind of getting it as you.
One of the questions we were asking. I'll just read. So it ends up the Three Child was the original pilot. Remember this character, the Three Child that started this
Yes.
revolution or whatever, or faction that was against the war? He was the original pilot of the ship, but not the last pilot. There were people who stayed on board to propagate, to allow the ship to complete its mission. Remember how the ship is being coy about that and won't tell us? The ship only fully functions, whatever that means, when it's connected to an Esper.
Oh.
So the ship was the mother of the race.
What? How'd you get that from?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm overreading connected to an Esper.
Oh.
You meant like umbilical cord connected?
Well, I mean, I thought maybe.
Well, DNI is kind of like that. Not really.
I just figured you could maybe project your Esper powers out through the thing. Or...
Well, I guess my point is that if somebody needed to, unless the child of three, the Three Child, unless it cloned itself,
But now that leads me to believe even more.
or
that
unless it was self.
propagating.
Yeah.
Well, that leads me to believe even more so that Anilare is the same thing as Esper Genesis.
Well, Cal wants to go plug himself into the ship. Like, what happens here?
Yeah.
Whoa!
You're not very near the ship right now.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Instead, I will go gamble.
So you learn a bit.
We learn that, and then we decide, hey, guys, we learned something. We want to see where you're at.
Would his drone be verboten on the casino floor?
Absolutely. You beat me to it. I was hoping he took it.
I mean, I just wanted to be sure. I wanted to save us the bit of misery going into it.
embarrassment.
Right.
No, I need those thumbs.
Yeah, I can just,
Right.
call it back. And
Right. No, I
Parts
get
in my
it. I
pocket.
just because if they were, that was like, oh, there's 18-wheeler size
It's like-
loophole. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
right. let me see.
Can you put your thing away? I'm like, get my cards.
No, just ignore it, man. Just ignore it. It's cool.
He's just curious. Don't worry
I
about
think
it.
buzzing right over the
Like
says-
behind all
It
the
says put the
players.
jack on the 10.
Oh my god.
So head to the gambling
Red jack
establishment.
on black tap.
What is the name of the gambling establishment?
It is Blackjacks.
Nice.
Apostrophe S.
Well, we do not think they are very original. We think it is very concise and to the point, and we like that.
Can you ironically not play blackjack here?
Totally. There's all kinds of games.
Okay.
And it is a very nice casino, very
That'd be a real dick
upscale.
thing to do, to name your casino after the one table
The
game
one
you're not
thing
allowed to
don't
play.
do.
What do you play here? Oh, just baccarat.
Only baccarat.
it is a very upscale casino. Everything in here. That's one thing you notice. There seem to be no middle tier or low tier quality anythings.
Mm.
Restaurants, your hotel accommodations are middle tier for this place, but for you guys, it's a step above in every way. Space station is an expensive place to live and be, so.
Right.
People don't generally live here they come to visit. And
It's like you don't live in Vegas.
Right.
And other people that do, they don't go to the casinos.
Right. And if you do, you really live in Henderson or something and drive commute into do your work.
Or heaven forbid, North Las Vegas. Just kidding, folks in North Las Vegas. I kid.
So you go in and there are tables everywhere. There are beautiful men and women all over, hanging on the shoulders of guests and spending time with them, making them feel good and lucky about their roles and their activities. And almost the moment you get in, like, people come up to you and start chatting you up.
Nice. Are we still in our old grubby clothes?
Yeah, we need to
grime.
I'm assuming you showered.
No, we showered and
a
changed.
little
We
bit.
had an expense account, so we would have gotten clothes, and they
Yeah.
probably would have had some sort of
snazzy.
Yeah, we get some clothes,
wardrobe.
yeah.
I'm wearing
thing
actually
laid
the
out
exact
for
same thing
us,
I always
you know.
wear. It's just
I've seen
clean.
Westworld.
Oh, brand new, a whole closet full of the exact.
Can I
same
get
thing.
like
We
a
would like-
bespoke jumpsuit?
Sure.
Oh.
Bespoke jumpsuit.
We would like it noted that
A
we are
bespoke jumpsuit
Yeah.
with rhinestones. Liberace.
Is it
over
monogram?
here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, juicy.
We would like it known that we are not comfortable in this dress code, but we will abide by it.
Jack, you look so good in that. It's one of the women come up.
Thank you.
How'd she know your name? They know everything. Oh my god.
So, what's your game? Baccarat?
Absolutely.
Roulette?
Oh, baccarat. Roulette.
Sure.
Yeah, roulette.
And then, and people come up to all of you of various persuasions, what have you. And they seem to initially be, for lack of a better term, feeling you out, not physically.
Right.
Just getting a feel for who you are and what you like. But they seemed, right from the beginning of most conversations, they seem to pretty well know you already.
Yeah.
Like they are, most of the time,
That's
they
odd.
know your game because you've been here before and they know what you did when you were here
Right.
before. But even people who hadn't been here before, they seem to have an unusual ability to kind of sidle up to you and converse in things that you are totally interested in,
Right.
right from the start.
I'm going to ask Siri here if she can suggest a table for my friend who is keen on playing blackjack.
Possibly poker.
Of course, the third table has the best luck. I'll take you. Come.
We doubt the veracity of your claim, but we will believe you anyway. Thank you.
And I'm going to, again, recognizing that it is in fact a fool's errand too, because everybody looks different and out of place to a certain extent here. I'm just going to really be paying attention. I'm not really so much here to gamble for myself. I want to basically give him a chance to have some fun. But, and I recognize that, this is probably not a good idea for me to be out here, but I don't want to be hiding in my room either.
Yeah.
So,
Crowd's protection.
right, the crowd is protection. And I really do want to lean into the idea of a public relations thing where I'm, where it was all just a mistake. We happened to be, because we knew, these guys, whatever. Obviously we're not going to tell anybody about the ship. So,
Well, in the middle of
Yeah.
the casino is a bar. It's called Jack Black,
oh, cool.
and they serve Jack Black
Nice.
as their primary, their brand liquor.
It's made from green cake.
I'm going to get Johnny Walker Black.
And you get it. And there are people in there who just it feels like these are where people would go that either are taking a break from gambling or just don't like to gamble but like the atmosphere.
Yes.
People watchers and things like that, or people who just are meeting people and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a bar in a
Right.
casino hotel.
Right in the middle of it.
Sure, absolutely. A bit of it.
When you go in, there's
I have.
big silver beads that kind of wrap it, so you can see into it or out of it, but it's very like distorted or blurred.
Yeah.
But not from just because the beads block
Gives you
it.
the suggestion of privacy.
Right. and you just kind of move beads aside and you go in and make me a perception check.
19.
On the die.
I don't get any bonuses for wisdom or intelligence, so it's whatever I roll, I roll. 19.
And you see somebody
I'm free balling
at the
it.
bar that looks familiar. Like maybe that guy that Fedka was telling you about. Fedka
Yeah.
was telling you about. Cliff Mitchell, maybe.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, there.
He's an older guy.
I got you. I'm gonna make my way up over to the bar. Speaking of Brian, I'm gonna make my way to the bar. Can I get anybody anything?
Vodka.
Hey guys, they have Dance Dance Revolution here.
48. We'll bring them their drinks, and men or ladies follow them and bring them whatever they like.
Okay, I'm gonna try to. Yeah, so I'm gonna go up to the bar, and I'll tell these guys. I'll be back in a minute. That reporter that Fedka was talking about is up there. I'm gonna see if I can set up some time to meet with him.
He's more than a reporter.
Oh,
he owns the network.
I gotcha. Oh, okay.
He's like
Right.
Murdoch.
I gotcha. That media mogul that Fedka was talking about is up there. I want to see if I can set up some time with him to clear the air.
We wish you the best of luck in your PR war.
Thank you.
What's the
You're damn.
is it public
damn
knowledge
Like,
what
like,
the
right
policy
off
is
to the
on
side.
things like using extra powers in a place
people.
like this? I mean, I guess it would count as cheating.
The first time
100%
I saw
would be
somebody
cheating,
do this
and
revolution was actually in Vegas.
it's-
And
Casinos
my friend
tend to
I walked by,
have
my friend said,
gear
"No
to
way."
detect the use.
It was really
I
funny.
mean, they're going to detect the use.
It's like,
I'm just curious.
no.
I assume that would be common
That was
knowledge.
not cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you don't use your Esper powers in a casino.
Oh, right.
You don't use it safely.
Right, they've got a. So
They have
there,
equipment to deal with
there's
that.
equipment, right, that can
Yeah.
check that
And
sort
people.
of thing, right?
I would assume they have a security staff of a couple Espers in line to deal with
100%.
that.
And cameras and eyeballs everywhere.
Just like a
Esper
real
boss,
casino.
Esper boss to the pit, please.
Esper boss, yeah, right.
Hey, you using your mind? Nice roulette lady.
Why no, sir. I never use my mind.
Yeah, I'm in a casino. What are you talking about?
Introduce his face
You're
to the
out.
door.
Soren will order a White Russian. He acquired a taste for them back serving with a group of Euro-Russian alliance back in one stint in a bush war.
Okay, you got a beverage here, man.
Okay. You order drinks and say, "Oh, they're comped.
Nice.
Enjoy your time."
Oh, it's a nice Dendusi wine.
And the entertainers bring you your drinks of whatever type that you like. And when they bring them, they like hover over you and they nuzzle up against the side of you in what you would think would be uncomfortable ways, but oddly in this place seem like they're not uncomfortable. It feels more like entertainment.
I wonder if it's possible for them to use some sort of chemical. I was thinking pheromones that would make you at your ease. You know what I'm saying? It's like because in addition to knowing what you like, they also know they know how you feel. You know,
They pump in pure oxygen to keep you
right?
gambling.
Exactly. This is way past that.
They pump in chemicals to keep you gambling.
Maybe if you had a chemical sniffer in here, you could tell, but it'd be illegal to bring it.
Exactly. Ironically, nothing that they're doing is apparently illegal.
No, not at all.
But it's
Right.
illegal to test
Right.
whether or not they're doing
Countermeasures
it.
are right. Anything that could defend you from what they're doing
Hey guys,
they're
you
the
should try
house.
the pan-galactic
What?
buzz button.
seems fair.
Buzz button?
Is that a drink?
Yeah,
And you get your drinks
you
and
can actually get it at Star Wars Galaxy's End.
and
Disney
there,
World.
And there are people who are also coming around with trays of
Buzz button.
various
Drink.
pharmaceutical assistance, not just liquor, but there's also drugs and stuff that
Mm.
are available and usable
This place is
and relatively safe.
This
How
is
very
very
libertarian of you.
It's very hedonistic here,
Yes.
right? And part of that has to do with the fact that it's outside of the 3-mile limit for planetary laws. Or
We're in international
Well,
space now.
You're in international space, but also when the planet was set up initially, it was very libertarian in its entertainment, not in everything else, but as far as entertainment, most things go as long as you're not hurting people.
Right.
So even the
You
drugs.
have to pay extra for that, and only on the 9th floor.
And it's consensual.
Right.
Entirely
I mean, if they
You
want to be
have to
hurt,
pay
then
extra
it's
for that.
a different thing. But it started out. I mean, it was kind of like the Wild West. It was
Yeah, I gotcha.
but in a more hedonistic time.
So
kind of grew.
Right.
But they don't do it on planet.
Right. Well, this is right because this has always been here.
This
so
is the
people,
Vegas.
Right. People are cool with it. Yeah. All right.
Well, I guess Calverin's not really particularly interested in gambling, but he's going to be wandering around trying to see if he can figure out.
What's the matter? What game do you think that you'd be really good at?
I don't suppose
But
you
you
have any
don't
games
know.
about stellar cartography.
I'm
No.
not sure what that is.
Well, and then he launches into like a lecture on the topic.
Somehow you made a robot glaze over.
A robot specifically designed to find me entertaining. Right. Like, oops, I broke it.
Over time, though, you do find your way to some kind of a gambling table. It takes a while, but you end up there.
Probably the most
Playing
mathematically
something.
complex game.
Right.
Just so I can try
Maybe.
and work the odds, you know.
Sure.
Whatever that is, somebody knows.
But don't card count.
Well, not as far as you know. I'm very good at lying, not as good at lying.
It's all right. I already got a system.
There's actually no cards in this game. It actually involves a set of polyhedral dice and a bunch of math.
Okay.
And
Speaking my language.
and books of rules.
Speaking my language. What an alien concept. This could only exist in some sort of idealized future.
And all of you end up gambling at some point, and you go into the bar. You go through the curtains, and you see that person sitting up by himself, and he's reading a tablet.
Can I buy you a drink?
You most certainly can.
I see that.
You know he's probably the most famous troublemaker the system's ever had.
Oh, okay.
He fought all sorts of stuff on Freesis,
Was
and he
he-
lived on Freesis.
Was he against? I mean,
Oh yeah, he was against all this stuff
all
that
the stuff
happened.
that happened. Okay.
And he doesn't live on Freesis anymore because he lost every time, and he just gave up on the planet.
Ah,
But he moved his network and to a moon, so that he didn't have the influence from the planet
I see.
pushing him. But he sends reporters all over the planet, and he is the countercultural news to the planet side news.
gotcha. Right. Okay.
And he's a son of a bitch. Everyone knows he's dogged. He'll fight you tooth and nail. He recruits hard. Like if there's people he wants, he'll just pay exorbitant or give them whatever they need if he feels that they're going to give him the kind of clout that he needs to get to the bottom of stuff. But he's also known for real vettable news. He doesn't do the propaganda stuff.
Right.
So it's like the Atlantic or something versus Breitbart.
Right. Okay.
If I didn't offend any of the audience, I may have just done
Right.
that.
So he, right. Right. So he's got teeth, and he's also got standards.
Yes. Sorry about your father and mother. I know that happened a few years ago.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know that Dad used to get had very strong feelings about your position on certain things.
We were both dicks.
But
For sure.
He knew where you were coming from, though. I know
Yeah.
he always liked that about you.
A lot of respect.
I'm hoping that maybe you can help clear the air, I guess. Clear the air about some things that are going on. Obviously, you've heard about. Obviously, you know what's going on with the Dubois what they call them?
Scrappers?
And the scrappers.
I hear the reports, and I have reporters trying to get information on it.
Well,
Make me a perception check.
No, I don't notice. I don't even know that I'm talking to somebody right now. Okay. 1.
Is the loneliness.
So, do you want to add anything to what's happening down there?
I want you to know about 2 scrappers, father and son named Larson, who were killed. Who got
One's in the hospital.
Correct. And I think it's so let me just take a step back for a second here, because I just want to think this through, because we did we not kind of made a deal with the Romanovs?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't want
For
to
the
give them.
sheep
You don't want to.
Sheep, and we mentioned the experimentation, but we didn't talk about that. I think the
We told her about that there's they'd been doing.
salvage.
Right.
It's public knowledge.
Well, she knows what's going on, right. As far as that goes, but I also don't necessarily want to. I don't want to stab her in the back.
Yeah.
By, So okay, I
Says
just
too
want.
much.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. So let me. Okay. I'm prepared to tell you a lot, but I'm not prepared to tell you everything on the record. In other words,
And he
I'm not.
touches this tablet, and you see it stop taking everything you say down.
Right.
I would not normally do that.
I appreciate that.
But honestly, I said if I run into you, to give you a bit of respect that way.
He's a good man, and he's had my back and front more times than I can count, and probably more times than I deserve. I hope that.
Well, probably for the things that your father did for him, I suspect. I mean, he saved his life, which you didn't know.
I didn't know that.
You did. There was early on, you weren't born even yet, but Otis's father, saved your father's life once, dealing with some time when the deserts were being explored, and your father and him were exploring, and there was an accident that could have gone very badly for both of them. So, there's some owing there, I guess.
It's important to repay your debts, particularly the debts of honor.
Wow.
I'm starting to get a stronger sense of that as I get older. The first thing I'd like to do is perhaps we can cut our teeth on our but by giving me a chance to tell you what. Well, how do I want to say this? By giving you a full statement on our on what exactly happened with the belt, with the scrappers on the planet, and how Tusk and his son Eddie were pulled into something that was way beyond all of our expectations or experience.
I'm all ears.
But I'm not prepared to tell you about it right now.
Well, I'll be on the station for a couple of days, 3-4 days. Will you be able to talk before then?
Yes, let's meet. Let's plan to meet back here. Is there a way that I can get in touch with you directly with a
Yeah,
secure...
you can ask anybody; they'll tell you where I am. I'm almost always here though when I'm in the station.
Okay.
It's the only quiet place here.
All right.
And it's weird. The music, it doesn't really come through here much.
It
It's
does.
very subtle.
Oh, it's quiet. It's got a.
It's like you walk through the beads and the music drops very heavily.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can hear it like out there, but it's distant.
I'll be back. You and I'll speak again within 2 days.
All right. Are you losing some money today?
I hope to get started right now.
Well, you know the entertainment robots. They steer you to where you think you're going to do well, and they know you're going to do bad. I don't know if you know that. So be careful. If they want you to go to that table, go to the opposite one.
Good tip.
Just, you know.
Thanks. I
The
appreciate
house
it.
always wins, you know.
Johnny Walker Black and whatever Mr. Mitchell here is drinking.
I got it.
Thank you.
He covers. Or, you know, and you drink a little bit. You head out.
And then I'll go back to where they are. I really want to get our story straight. Basically, you know, in terms of what we're going to parcel out to various.
Yeah, you may be.
You know, actors in this. You know,
Yeah,
what we're going to tell the Romanovs and what we're going to tell. Because honestly, I don't feel any loyalty to the Romanovs other than the fact. Let me say it a different way. They're going to help us out, but at a certain
the enemy
point,
of your enemy. That's
right?
all it
They're
is.
the enemy of our
Well,
enemy.
yeah.
Right? Exactly. So, and I would like having some sort of media connection that we can give information to, because I don't want to just rely on the goodwill of the Romanovs to protect all of the innocent people on the system.
Can I assume this is like us?
Yeah, we get
Yeah,
back
going
together,
together.
just having a
I
drink.
come in
and-
with a towel
Right.
and an iced tea, and I'm like, that game is intense.
What are you playing?
What's up?
Well, we were just discussing what information we're going to share, and I could suggest, at least to your news friend, I have my drone recorded a great deal of video, so we could show that we could pass on the video of their hit squad coming in. We could pass on how they tried to Shanghai our friend in a net. I think the video of the hospital has been released, right? So we could release all of that sort of information
Right.
that would certainly explain your role.
And the video of
in
the
this.
hospital video will also corroborate that the other video. We'll then wait to the other video's veracity.
Right?
We shape the narrative.
And we have enough information, I think, to tie together the Scorpion and Marcus Robertson into his initial abduction.
Yeah.
Like actual verifiable.
Because we traced
it
this
was here
location and around and
exactly.
everything. Yeah. Yeah. So we could do that, I think.
That
The
makes
other-
them look ugly.
The other thing is, given that
Where are you guys at?
We're in a
are you-
room.
are
I
you
would want that.
Still in the casino, or are you talking somewhere else?
We wouldn't want to talk on the
Elsewhere,
casino
yeah.
floor, I don't think, because they probably got microphones everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, we could. Well, I mean, they also probably have microphones
In our room, yeah.
You know, I mean, they.
Is there a way
We will go
Boots,
into
can
the
you,
bathroom.
I mean, to
detect,
be honest with
uh,
you, I would feel more safe on the casino floor
I'm
than
kind of-
anywhere in the.
Yeah.
Just because it's. By virtue of the fact that it is loud and public, and
Yeah, we could all huddle
And
and
monitor.
whisper.
Right, and I'm saying we could keep our voices down. I mean, it's monitored, but I'm saying in other words that they
Right.
would have to really, you know. I'm not saying that they couldn't, but they would have to be really
Yeah,
paying
it would
attention to our
harder.
conversation.
It would be no different if we landed on a trade Federation planet, but the difference is the Hutts aren't looking for her.
Right. I actually had one of these meetings at a casino in Vegas, but we'll tell that story another time. But
Okay, well then we can talk on the floor if we find a corner that
yeah,
feels safe.
exactly.
The
right.
only
Can
quiet
you
corner
do
is
that?
in
Like,
the lounge.
white noise
Yeah, it doesn't
or-
have to be
in the middle.
quiet. It can be noisy. We just want to go to a place where we
Oh.
can huddle, where there's there's little cocktail tables and whatnot. I'm
Yeah,
not
there
worried
are.
about.
Not on a scale
Yeah.
that would be good enough to block out
Okay.
every.
Right.
Yeah, so okay, well then we'll just imagine we're having this convo.
well, so
So we share all the info that we know that had to do with our part in the scrapper situation.
Right.
Because that's not what we were planning on selling the Romanovs. The Romanovs were selling the sheep info.
we're selling the
and
data.
maybe
We're selling okay.
And
So
maybe the-
there's a difference between selling the data that we took off of the hardware, the mainframe, right, off of the hard drives in the research laboratories, versus releasing information about what has gone on in relation. And the other thing that I think we can do this strategically, because I don't think that the Romanovs would necessarily be against there being defamatory
Right, we could screw over the Dubois.
news being released about the Dubois family.
We could give the news. I'm sorry. We could give Mitchell the video, for instance.
Yeah.
Like we because that puts him on that these people are doing something despicable, whatever it is, and at the same time we can also give that same. We'll give the video to the Romanovs also, along with the other stuff we're going to give them.
Right.
The data, if we spin it correctly and appropriately give Mr. Mitchell this information and he releases it, it makes the other compelling, damning evidence against the Dubois even more valuable, because now he can paint this story about them doing something wrong, and now the Romanovs can come in like the knight in shining armor saying, and we did our own private investigation, and look at the bad stuff that they're doing, and it just validates all of the other stuff that's out there in the folks guys.
We do not think we should release anything to this Mr. Mitchell related to the research facility.
Yeah, nothing about the core.
No.
Nothing
with the black hole.
We would even be.
I don't think we should tell the Romanovs. I don't think we should give them all that data either.
We-
raw data.
No.
We do not think we should release anything related to the research facility, period. The whole point of this PR campaign is to clear our name from the scrap war. So anything related up to that, to the raid, should be used. Could paint a picture one way or the other, but the raid and the sheep and the data should not be released.
Well, we have to release the sheep.
So this
We
is
agreed to that,
this is what I think we should do.
To the Romanovs, but he's saying not
I agree.
not to the media.
I agree.
So this is what I think we should do, because I think it'll it crafts the most compelling story that allows us to position these other two parties in such a way as to benefit both of them whilst minimizing the chance that we get screwed over. I think we release to Cliff Mitchell information pertaining to the story of everything that we've gone through, omitting specific important details, but the general high-level story of everything we've gone through up until the point when we decided to raid the laboratory facility.
One problem with all of this is that all of the scrapper-related material will involve the ship. Like
So we just say that there was a piece of equipment. So there's some sort of mystery piece of equipment.
Well, I'm sorry, yes, that's, I'm sorry, say what you said, because at a certain point we are going to have to be comfortable with telling people about the ship.
Correct.
But it'll have to be in perfect order by the
But
time.
here's what we can do. We can feign ignorance as to the function of the thing we found, and say we found this ancient alien thing. Not sure what it is. It might be a weapon. It might be.
That's a little too specific.
Okay, so then go even more vague than that. But
Everything that you said is okay to say except the following words: ancient, alien, weapon, technology.
So we found some
Everything else,
mystery
All the
machine.
conjunctions are fine.
Yes.
We found a mystery machine.
just a ship. I mean, like it's I mean, what it boils down to is just a ship
Just
came
say it was a
down.
ship.
We salvaged it. Tusk and his son salvaged it. We
our
were helping out.
Our claim is a good enough point of reference.
And just say that it was.
And they were trying to steal our claim.
The issue was that they were claiming it was a chunk of the larger claim that they made, and we determined that it was its own separate entity
Let us also
that we made a claim on, or that Tusk made a claim on, and
Which he transferred to us.
Correct.
Legally.
And then I think the data that we release to the Romanovs should be that the Dubois have some experimental facility where they are testing some unknown element that is contained using a miniaturized black hole that is endangering the planet and the system, and that anytime someone finds out about it,
they are taking those people, killing their enemies, and putting their minds in sheep.
So, short version, to Mitchell, we release everything to do with the scrappers' claims, except the fact that that our claim is specifically an ancient alien ship.
You just say it's a ship.
Yeah, like a ship came down.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a separate ship.
Use
It
the
was a
word
separate ship.
Use the word claim whenever
Yeah.
possible.
Right?
Exactly.
And then we release to the Romanovs. I mean, I don't think
The
there's any
raid
reason
data.
to hold the sheep data, because we're willing to share with them that they're doing these weird sheep experiments. We'll
Right.
give them the sheep, and then just describe, without sharing the data, the black hole experiment to show this is dangerous. But we don't want them replicating that experiment themselves.
Correct.
No
If we
Thorium D mentioned,
Or honestly, even the sheep, personally.
Do we know
Well,
how
we've
hard it
already
is?
told them about the sheep.
Yeah.
and that we would give it.
And that we'd give them the sheep.
And what would you give her then for what you're getting?
Yeah.
No,
The sheep's probably the least damaging information.
We're gonna give her some sheep toenail clippings.
Well,
We're
yeah.
gonna give her sheep.
But we got you a wool coat.
Right.
Yeah,
Sheep,
But
right.
think about what we're really giving them when we're giving them the sheep. Part of the reason that they want the sheep is because the Dubois are developing these genetically modified sheep as a resource for the planet. We're giving them, here's the genetic code of
This is what they're really doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they remember the memories don't hold into the sheep. So whatever we're going to give them, the sheep is probably not going to have the memories anymore.
Right.
No.
They're going to be able to strip out whatever the genetic code is of the sheep, and maybe they even replicate the sheep, but they have their own reasons for doing so.
There's no way to get around the fact that the only way we can repair the ship is by dealing with the devil.
Yeah.
And that means we're going to be giving them power and information that they could use to evil ends.
Do we
It's
know?
unavoidable.
We'll use eventually.
Will, yeah.
Do we know how hard it is to actually acquire Thorium D? I mean,
with no clue.
Well, they're not
from
doing
all
a good
those-
job of that
You
anyway.
didn't even
They
know it
don't
existed until a few
from all
weeks ago.
We
A
didn't
week
know
ago.
it existed, right?
from
No,
all
we've never heard of it
appearances
before then.
at the facility, it seems as if Thorium D is a hard to acquire, hard to contain. We are giving them a fragment of data.
Yeah.
We are not comfortable giving it to them, but we think we may have to in order to get what we need.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of that is we are not giving them enough to start on their own.
Correct.
We are giving them enough to do damage to the Dubois.
We don't have. I mean, even if we gave them all the data we have, that's not enough for them
No.
to.
No.
Well, and the Dubois have turned this up on their own without our find. They've found this information,
Yeah.
probably just scouring the planet. There's no reason to assume the Romanovs might not have some similar amount of information as well.
The basic fact of the matter is, to give to the Romanovs, we must give the data we have acquired and what we know from the raid to your reporter friend.
Yep.
Is our trials and tribulations up until the raid.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, edited, of course, for your viewing
Yeah,
pleasure.
call it a highly valuable claim. Don't say what it is, and then everything after the raid we could share with the Romanovs.
Well, and without describing the information we got about the sheep, I mean, we figured that out circumstantially anyway. He was
Yeah.
a total mess after they hijacked him, put a DNI port in him. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a story there that
And we
people
have
can
video
make their
of
own
that.
inferences.
Right, and we have
Yeah.
Eddie, right? We have
Audio of
Audio-
him saying he
right.
called this guy,
Right,
audio
right.
of them actually of the assault.
and showing him kind of messed up.
And we won't tell the Romanovs about the ship either, because that actually isn't in that part of the story, right?
No.
No.
We were.
No. But that exactly. That's.
The ship remains a taboo topic. If you must refer to it as the claim or as simply a ship, the ship.
It shouldn't matter to anyone what the claim is. The
Yeah.
whole point of it is that we were able to prove that it was a separate entity from the claim that Dubois were
yeah.
making, and that was the whole contentious
And then
point
they
of this.
murdered people
And they murdered people to
Let
try to get to it.
Let us
Doesn't matter
also
what it is.
let us also not forget that the claim on the other ship was an illegal early claim.
It was from space. Now I don't know if we have evidence to prove that, but
Right.
and that's the scrappers have been fighting
But
that for a long
we-
time.
I don't think that we need to be the ones to provide that evidence. Everyone knows that the Dubois do that. That's not this
Whether
thing that you need
It's
to
not a
do.
revelation.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with Boots. We agree with Boots. It is not on our behalf to prove it. We can show the video footage of it being there before we got there, when we are obviously the first entities there. We will let the viewing public decide on their own.
Maybe when you go talk to this Mitchell fellow, we should all be in the area. So if you lay this out and he's like, that's not good enough or something, you can come back to us and we can powwow about whether we want to release anything else.
Why not just do a group interview?
I'm happy to defer to the person who has a reputation at stake.
And you realize that you all feel like teenage boys right now. That there's an uncomfortable erection on everyone.
For real?
For real.
And is there
And you see that there are like these women that are all women and men that are all kind of meandering around you and trying to get close.
my God,
and
they've been
brushing
drugged.
off.
I'm looking at my drink like,
wow.
oh, it Viagra'd my drink.
Yeah, let's
maybe
let's get out of here.
And it's like just one of those moments like
that's all right.
I'm gonna try to focus.
yeah, it became hard to focus on this.
Yeah. Thinking about space baseball. Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, say.
Time to go back to the room. I'll be in my bunk.
More drinks?
Think
Well,
about
they-
All right,
No, thank
yeah.
you.
think about digging latrines.
Well, maybe we should conduct this meeting later.
I think we are finished with this. We have said all we need to say. Now about those winnings/losses.
How much money were you guys playing with?
Well,
I'm assuming does our per diem include money we can spend on gambling?
There's a per diem, it's a certain amount of money. I mean, you
10
can choose to
cubibles
gamble.
Yeah.
all black.
No, it's like 100.
Oh, okay.
Sure, I'll gamble. I'll gamble 50 cubles. I lost 50 cubles.
You lost 30
I'll
cubes.
take it.
See, they didn't build this place on winners, you know.
I'll say 20 more than I had yesterday, though.
Were you playing?
Suckers games. No, I got a nice new jumpsuit.
What were you playing?
I didn't gamble, but I played video games. I found video games. They have
So you
every-
just spent money.
They have something here for everyone. I just spent
You
some
probably
money
spent like 5 or
playing
10
like games.
cubibles.
They have virtual reality
And how much were you spending?
MOBAs.
150 cubibles of my own cash.
That was cool.
You ended up walking out with 200 cubibles.
Big spender.
How much? 200 cubibles. So that puts me at
Nicely done.
420 cubibles.
Yay.
Lunch is on.
Yeah, that's all right.
Speak for
It's
yourself.
on Becca.
Speak for yourself. These are our winnings.
Mm.
We gamble. We won them fair and square with our brilliant strategy.
Of rolling the dice and hoping it turns up your number.
No, we do not roll dice. We use
Oh.
cards.
Where'd you get so many cubibles?
Gambling. We are very good at blackjack. It's when you're in a siege. Oftentimes there is not much to do but gamble. We have
Were
created
you
a
gambling,
very efficient
Ray?
system.
I wasn't.
Okay.
We have created
where
a
are you
very
going then?
efficient system.
Somewhere where I'm not being drugged.
What time is
Yeah,
it?
what time? Back to the
It's
room.
late now.
Yeah,
It's
back to the
Back to the
room, I
hotel.
think.
11, 12.
We will try our luck again
I'm
later.
excited for the morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. You're all ready for it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not there all night waiting for that. Maybe we'll just go out, down on its own.
Please consult your doctor if you're
Yeah.
Lasts more than 3 hours.
Right.
We will try again in the morning. Surely we will win more.
I know, right?
You go
Get
back
your
to the
flu shots,
hotel.
everyone.
All right.
And you get your
Retire for
sleep.
the night.
Give you $10 gift
Get
card.
your long sleep, your long rest in.
Yeah.
Just
I open the door.
And there's a woman there. You had ordered some entertainment.
Yes, I did.
May I come in?
Of course.
And she saunters in. How is this going to go then?
Here's a chair. Have a
And
seat.
she sits, and she does the Sharon Stone crossing her legs thing.
Oh my god.
Is my breakfast here too?
Because I did ask for breakfast at the same time.
Yeah, you probably got breakfast.
Okay, my breakfast comes too. And I sit across from her and I say, okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions because I'm very interested in your programming.
What programming?
What do you mean, what programming?
Oh no.
You mean in my schedule?
No. I specifically requested a robot entertainer.
We don't refer to ourselves that way.
Racist.
Oh, well, unfortunately, I do.
Biologist. Yeah, right.
Speciesist. Well, I myself am a specialist in artificial intelligence, and
Are
very
you calling me fake?
I'm not calling you.
I
fake.
assure you.
They're real. I'm very
Artificial.
real.
What do you call it? Artificial.
I'm taking notes.
Does this feel fake? And she grabs your hand,
Oh my goodness.
and it doesn't feel fake.
Is she human?
She is probably Eldori.
Eldori.
Well,
She's designed to look Eldori.
well, why don't you make a perception to see if it actually is?
And to function Eldori.
Huh, I accidentally ordered a real prostitute.
Wait a second.
Wait. Nope, that's an 8 perception.
You shouldn't be distracted.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You wouldn't. I'll let that one slide.
I'm a little young
Fair.
in the Eldori time scale.
Let me make this easy. And she leans over towards you and kind of pushes you back. And you don't really study code. Most likely.
There you go.
Boots is a transformed person individual.
He went in there a boy and came out a very worldly man.
Well, that's one way to interface
And-
with a robot. That's what I call a DNI.
Robot?
And
Question mark?
as you're finishing up, she opens a port on her wrist, puts in something, and closes it. Thank you.
There it is.
Will I be seeing you tomorrow?
No, I'm good.
And she leaves.
But okay.
Bye.
What was your name?
Such crying.
Little cherry boy.
Hanari.
What?
Hanari.
I never got your name. I never got your name.
I never gave it out.
Love of
My life.
life. She
You're
was the
gonna-
first woman I've ever been with.
You're gonna go on this great adventure to win money to buy her
There you
freedom.
go.
And you finally return after
Suddenly
like,
became a whole different
and
story.
she's like, "Wait a minute, who are you?"
What?
What do you mean?
And then I find out that they wipe their
you're
memory
not
like
on
every
my
day.
schedule.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean, robot?
We can run away together.
Mm.
It'll be everything that we've ever dreamed of. I don't dream.
Electric sheep, maybe?
You could.
That's tragic.
Real for you.
You could be a real woman. I'm a real woman.
That's tragic.
And you probably fall back to sleep for a while. And you guys eventually wake up.
Okay.
Soren emerges from his closet bunker.
His nest.
I'm just ordering everything off
like
the
a
menu.
bird.
Just like every hour I order
There
the
you
next
go.
item. Just going through room service.
Yep, you're eating
The
good.
furniture is arranged in such a way that anyone coming in has to make it a concentrated effort to get to the closet.
You set up a
Tank
And
traps.
is it a
there
gauntlet?
you go.
Oh yeah.
If you get a message that the credits will be in Terminal 3, J2.
Terminal 3J2. And can we pull up a
J2.
display to see where that is vis-a-vis?
Yeah. And it's a maintenance terminal, and it's relatively small, but it looks like it is mostly made for robots that will go in and out to do repair on the outside of the ship. So it's a terminal, but it's mostly for robots.
So
there's not going to be people around.
I see. So it's an out of the way place that
Yes.
that will go. And what is this? What is it that we are literally going to pick up? You said that there's
Your credit.
okay.
From
You roll up, yeah.
And she says it'll be,
Right.
this is the second day, it'll be the third day.
Okay. All right. So tomorrow we'll pick it up. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll also just make we'll get a good direct route from different places, just so that we always know where we're going to be. I will get the most direct route from the route. I guess we're going to go tomorrow. Yes.
Calvin, you hear a knock on your door as you're ordering room service.
Bring it in. I'm in the shower.
I opened the door.
Calvin,
You're not room service?
you said you minored in xenobiology?
Yeah.
I have some questions.
And I closed the door behind me.
You see, and then like flash forward 15 minutes, Kelvin's like, okay, you see, when two people love each other very much, they hug each other in a special way.
I gotta say, that was not an encounter I had thought was going to happen here.
What do we need
Same
to
here.
accomplish today on the space station?
Are you going to speak
More
to Cliff
gambling.
Mitchell?
Yeah.
Well-
Set it up with him.
What do we know? What we're going to provide him?
Oh, the scrapper salvage tragedy drama around killing and kidnapping the Tusk family and their bogus claim and attacks on us.
So here's my thing. We should give that to him after we give the information to what's her name? Right, because it's bad form to leak it to him before we give it to her.
And it seems to me like the timetable works out in such a way that is totally possible. She said she would be indisposed for 2 to 3 days. He said he was going to be here for 3 to 4 days. It seems likely to me that we could, on the 3rd day, give her the information for the Romanovs, and then on the 4th
Because
day...
technically the information we're giving to her that's really valuable isn't this stuff. It's about the sheep. And
Correct.
And the science experiment.
It's 2 separate sets of information.
Indeed, even as he said, it is 2 separate things, but we have made a deal with one, and we should honor that one first.
Yeah, that's fair. We can even set it up to just send it electronically after we.
Well, right, exactly. That's my thought also, because I mean, once the thing, once it's out there, then it's the story. We're not the story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we'll be
Yeah,
elements
it's
of
on a
the
life of
story,
its own.
right? And people
Once
will,
people start verifying any of it, then it's like,
right? I mean, people will still want to know what's going on, and they'll want it, but the outrage will be directed in the, as opposed to kind of ish at us, because who are these guys that are leading this scrapper thing? So, I mean, in this day, I'm going to rely on your, you're going to package the information the proper way so that the information is going to both of them, right?
Right.
To both Mitchell and to Fedka.
Do not screw up and send the wrong data to the wrong person.
Right.
Right. I sent my flowers to my secretary, and you.
I don't know who you think I was. I don't know why you sent me a sheep.
Right. I took the wrong idea completely.
She was pretty and
You
all.
might like it.
Yeah.
Those big eyes. Those big cow eyes.
Doe-eyed, if you will.
Oh, nice.
It looks like you have a day of.
Well, that right,
Chilling.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there something else we should be doing?
Gamble.
I think at this point,
You won, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I
but I
think-
can win more.
I mean-
We can win more.
Definitely, Kelrin's like, I'm not going back to that casino. It had an unwelcome effect on my physiology.
Was it unwelcome?
It took hours to solve that problem.
Well, we are going back in.
Well, you have more stamina than I, sir.
What else is there to do on the station?
There are all kinds of adventures. You could do 0G climbing.
That sounds easy.
It's not what as easy as you think. You have to stay stuck and climb
Yeah,
all
you can't float
around.
off.
Like a 0G climbing wall.
Okay, that's why I was like,
Just
okay,
jump.
Just go ahead.
No. There are, I mean, there's the typical stuff, you know, the cruise shippy kind of stuff, the gambling and all
No
that.
ice skating.
There's
for no good reason.
stores. There's no ice skating.
There's water parks.
There's
That
God, a 0G water park.
Where is the
Maybe
nearest
for
roller
kids
ball
there might be
arena?
one. Yeah,
That'd be cool.
there probably could be something like that.
0G.
You drink globs
You have to
of
be
water.
careful not to drown. You're like in the middle of the water.
There are puff cats, which are they're like a cat that's been genetically modified for space, and they puff up and they use
Let's see
air
if there's
bladders to move in 0G.
Like a crouching a kitty and a tribble.
I want to
Nice.
see if there are any mundane or semi-mundane instruments that I
Yeah, we
would
should
purchase.
get some stuff over here.
Is there stuff we need? Yeah, you know.
There's always stuff we need.
We do not think they sell.
You're gonna go spend your money, give it back. You make sure you get get it all back.
I'm going
Give it
to
all
get,
back.
we are going to get more.
Give it all back.
We are on a
There
hot
you go.
streak.
Oh boy.
One does
You
not
are.
simply stop a hot streak.
Learn to quit while you're ahead there, somewhere.
We will gamble 220 of our hot streak.
Oh my gosh.
You lose it all. It's all gone.
And you, after many hours, you leave with 350.
What? Making all
He is
that
on a
money.
hot streak.
He is. Wow.
Nice.
Well, you better play that one all the way to the end.
Yeah, I know.
Find how that goes.
Said 350, right?
350.
You're adding
I'm adding. I am
350 plus 20.
yeah. I'm close to 1,000.
Damn, you can start paying for stuff.
Yeah.
We are short at the moment. Can you lend us a couple bucks? We will gladly pay you back next Tuesday for some
never ends,
ammunition
right?
today.
Yeah, I bet.
And you do whatever you need to do during the day. You have a day of.
Okay, I want to see if there's anything.
Every now and then you get this like feeling that like someone's looking at you or something, but it seems to be. If it's somebody who's really watching you, they seem to be really good because you never see them, or it's your own paranoia potentially.
And
I'm not
feeling
paranoid, you're
ultra
paranoid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
Remember,
not paranoia if it's
they're
true.
Yeah.
It's not paranoia if they really are out to get you.
Yep.
True story.
Those names. Did I ever get those, or are
You
that
do.
someone-
You do get some names.
Okay.
You get a name,
A name.
and I'll give that to you.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah. No. Just figure I'd follow up.
Yep.
I think Calvin is going to buy a few basic supplies.
Okay. And you all eat good too. The restaurants are
am too.
nice, and you know it's comp, so you can get like the good stuff.
Nice.
And it's very un-green cake-ish.
I was gonna say,
That's a good
Like
choice.
these have kind of. It's
Taste
the
for green
texture
cake
that
right
makes so much more, so much of the difference.
Now that you mention it, we too sort of could use some of this green cake some more. If you'll excuse us, we must go deposit our winnings into our room. We will be back shortly.
And you get to your room and it's all cleaned up and the bed is back together.
We forgot to hang the do not disturb sign. Our bunker is compromised. We're here for one more day, right? Or is this today?
No, so one more.
Excellent. There's one more chance. We can make it. This is easy. Why doesn't everyone do this?
And you get through the day doing your shopping, get your stuff done. What are you doing in the evening?
I'll do some shopping too. I'll pick up a few things for my aunt. It's her birthday coming
Oh,
up.
nice.
So, yeah, I know.
You know, the irony is...
I'm gonna hold up the earrings because she has a similar complexion to Soren.
Thank you.
They're coloring the same. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you, but we do not require any earrings.
No, I'm just...
You know, it's ironic. The guy who doesn't really use money has a lot of money now.
You wanna?
Perhaps we should get something.
You wanna
should.
throw me some money?
Why? You may drop it. It would be better if we handed you the money.
Lend me some?
We can lend you money for 20% interest.
Yeah, that was
nice.
my next
There
question.
you
What's the interest rate?
Very reasonable interest.
Very reasonable.
Lend me
Supremely
your
reasonable.
Lend me your ears.
Ooh. Is there like a pay-per-view fight going on somewhere? Like a thing? Like a bar? Or something like some sort of boxing match or
Yeah,
something?
sure.
Okay.
And they're fighting. Not pit like you're gonna. There's
The most valuable thing I own is my sim
there are
unit.
fights.
Oh, they're
No.
2,000 cubles.
How much is what are the odds on the Okay, I think we
I
may
know
have a
that
problem.
You may have a problem.
Computer
I think
is
that's
So far we do not have a problem.
3 to 2.
It's a 1,500 to 500.
They're fairly evenly matched.
For the unit and the headset.
We'll put 50 on the underdog, on the lesser.
So you guys are all going to the fights tonight? Or is it
Yeah.
just him?
Sure.
go to the fights.
I'm just
Or is it
bumming.
just
I'm
that?
relaxing. I mean, I think I'd spend some of the day playing with the computer. Trying to
feel like
hack
there's
crack
something
some-
I wanna
so
do
we've got
besides,
I mean, if I've got 24 hours alone to be left alone, I
Yeah.
probably actually wouldn't go to the fights unless dragged. I probably wouldn't.
Do you wish to go see two very large men beat each other half to death?
I just spent the past week doing that.
Yes.
You
But
and
now,
whoever.
yes, but now it is for a leisure entertainment.
Only if required.
So bad. This I think would be beneficial for us.
We can give you money to gamble with.
Well, very well. Cephas.
We should get.
We should collectively buy a sensory jammer.
Interesting.
What's that?
The device counteracts the effect of any electronic motion sensors within 50 feet.
Motion sensors.
The jamming signal can only be detected with a successful DC-14 computers check.
But it's just motion sensors, right?
Correct.
People could still point microphones at us and stuff.
Correct.
Okay.
But if they have if we're trying to infiltrate a building or something and they have motion
That's pretty
sensors,
cool.
it'll bypass them completely.
It'll bypass the motion sensors.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much?
Here's
It's
something
500
interesting.
cubles.
So when we all are convening to go to the fights or whatever,
Correct.
Kelvin's all excited. He's like, "Oh, I found something else new. I was consulting the computer. It was when cracking the ship's code. I got new information. So apparently, I've been working hard on the astrogation data, trying to figure out where the ship came from, and I got some log information. It said that the ship began its voyage more than 10,000 years ago. It had to remain below light speed to avoid detection for a long time. Apparently, during something called the Annalare, which is like the spiritual awakening we've heard about. Well, apparently, according to this log data, that Annalare involved all the races in some galaxy. I assume the one that got blasted, but it included the Ballare. They're named in this, right? The current race that's bumming around now. And it led to something called the Dimisar, which I don't know what that is.
Heaven.
That was a
It's their,
place.
it's their
Yeah.
idea of heaven.
So
The Atorian idea.
Annalare, the spiritual awakening, led to Dimisar, which is like their idea of heaven. Well, this involved all the races in the galaxy, including the Ballare. So maybe the Ballare came from the same galaxy as the Atorians. Or no, wait a minute. I thought the Atorians were from this planet.
Yeah.
But the accident happened in the other galaxy, I guess.
That's right.
We have established that they have been able to travel to and fro
Yeah.
in a faster than light manner.
Well, I don't know which galaxy the Annalare happened in then. This one or the one that's dead.
What do we know?
Probably
Can I roll a lore
Good
check on Ballare?
Sure.
I should do it if you're. I have expertise in that.
Who are the Ballari? Have we heard that name before?
Yeah, they're
I
they're
also-
a race of
I think I rocked this one. 24.
energy beings that live in a suit.
This is
You would have encountered him.
You've encountered them every
Okay.
now and then. They're very uncommon.
Very uncommon.
24.
21.
In the history of the Malari.
Okay, you know that they don't know their past. Into the back, deep into their past. They don't know how they came about. They know that they achieved this energy state, but they don't know how they achieved it. That's lost to history, and they don't know when it was achieved.
Does anyone know what?
It's almost like their history goes back to a black curtain, and everything behind that they don't know.
Does anyone know what galaxy they came from, or no?
They assume from here.
It's possible that this is the galaxy that Anilare
It's
happened
possible.
in.
Or it happened in both, or I don't know. It's also possible that Anilare is turning into energy. It's like becoming an energy being.
We did speculate about some sort of ascension.
I don't know. And Balare can't answer that question either.
They kind of live in ruins, don't they?
Huh?
Don't a lot of them live in like Roman civilization?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
They enjoy trying to piece together the past.
And am I right in thinking that... So the three-child and their followers didn't believe in the war. Did we hear any... Earlier we heard a connection about the three-child had achieved Anilare, right?
Yes.
So during the period when they achieved Anilare, they were... Yeah.
Which caused the War of Self-Destruction, as we heard it at the time.
I wanted to read this.
And you guys, it starts to get near fight time. You head to the fights.
Very well. I've used my brain enough today.
They make perception checks.
Yeah, a couple small things.
Oh.
Just like
Perception.
binoculars and a first aid kit.
18. 3.
What are we
Magic
at?
numbers.
Perception?
17.
Oh, 12.
The two of you have a feeling that you're being watched here. The rest of you are
At the
oblivious.
fight?
You're enjoying the
Okay.
fight. And you guys are looking around, and you know you see somebody who seems to be looking at you, then they look away, and like a real sense of
Paranoia.
paranoia is setting in here.
Who knows though? That could be from the.
I'll share that with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you see
Right, I
that
mean,
guy?
anybody could be
That
looking
guy?
at you, you know.
Well, I mean, it's also it could be the Dubois, it could be the ship security, it could be the Romanov.
Could be some guy looking at you. He likes your weird pink hair.
Yeah.
What
Could be.
color is it? What color is your
Purple.
It's purple.
Yeah, purple.
So
Currently,
It is. Yeah, I can.
you can change its color.
I don't know. I suppose
You
that
can.
would- if he says so.
it usually changes a little bit to emotional states and things like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tight.
You put 50 down, you said,
Yes, I'm the underdog.
and the fight goes toe to toe.
Get him! Hit him in the solar plexus.
Ooh. Great intestinal fortitude on that one.
And your bet comes through.
Of course.
The rich
Yeah,
get
yeah.
richer.
Those who don't need money get the money.
There you go.
Damn it! He's getting all the money. He doesn't even like money.
No, I haven't found a proper application, and I don't think I'm going to find a grenade dealer here.
You should consider.
I'm not so sure
enriching
about
your
that. It
friends.
looks like a whole lot of grenades have been thrown into this place. They're just different kinds of grenades.
What kind of fight is this? Is this
Like a mixed martial arts kind of
I
thing.
mean,
Yeah. Cage matches and stuff.
We knew we saw a winner when we saw the winner.
You bet on a name.
We did.
That was a winner's name.
It was. It
Obviously.
turned out to be. I mean, are we wrong?
Not at all.
We are not wrong.
And there's multiple fights in the match, and it goes on until pretty late at night. And the evening finishes. You guys one made a little money. The rest of you got to see some entertainment. The rest of you didn't lose any more money.
right.
We should
I
come
tried.
back to here more often.
Fool and his money.
Gains more.
Apparently. I keep thinking there's something I should be doing with this time besides being leisure, but I can't think of anything.
Every now and then you just have to take a chill pill.
That's right.
Yeah, apparently.
Would you like a chill pill?
On a tray, comes by. We have that.
Would you like a chill pill?
And Boots is very, like, not there today.
Strangely relaxed.
Strangely relaxed.
You seem very strangely relaxed today, Boots.
Almost like you're
Oh.
not here.
What? Nothing happened. What are you talking about?
We did
the
not say
and the
that
fights
anything
all
happened.
end.
Wait.
You missed.
Like,
You missed the fight. There was blood.
What?
There was blood.
Oh.
Let there be blood.
You're not
We have acquired more currency.
How does he keep getting more money?
We know how to pick
Gambling
winner.
and winning.
No risk, no reward. How much did you bet on this fight?
0.
Well, that's why you weren't
There
there.
you go. That's a
It's
problem.
also why you did not lose any.
That's why you don't win the lottery.
You don't
Gotta
play
buy a
it.
ticket.
Right.
You know, when you can't
Keep
play,
your money.
You can't play. You don't win.
And the evening
Yeah.
commences.
Yeah.
I guess you get some sleep.
Yeah, I mean.
Do you want to talk to any more prostitutes?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We were there
I
when you
didn't talk
asked
to your
or when you ordered your prostitute.
Yeah,
It was a rather uneventful occasion.
Well,
That's
I
what
don't.
she said.
I was to say. I don't doubt that.
We doubt that.
And
Alright.
morning arrives. And you know you're about an hour out from when you're supposed to pick up your creds.
So, is there any way we can maybe collect a little data on the location, just so we know where we're walking into, like a
Yeah, you can get-
schematic or?
Yeah, there's a civil schematic.
Please pick up your credits in this airlock.
Yeah, right.
Make me a smuggling check.
Ooh. Is that one of the expanded skills?
Yeah. What skill would that be under?
Oh, it'd
I will
be,
tell you.
it'd be your
It's probably
I
subterfuge.
think it's
Subterfuge?
subterfuge, yeah.
I think.
I have that list.
Yeah. I don't have a sheet with me. Forgot.
Subterfuge is stealth.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand.
Okay.
Let's see.
8.
Oh, it's Merchant
Not feeling
Underworld.
smugly.
Merchant Underworld, yes, that's it.
Mhm.
What's the
Merchant
stat?
Underworld. Charisma.
Charisma.
Well, then that would be a 5.
Okay. Seems like a good place for a
Oh, this is
For a
great.
drop.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Been in alleys like this all over the place.
Yep.
It's good.
It's really a maintenance shaft that goes down to the terminal is actually a robot terminal for robots that do maintenance on the outside of the space station.
So,
Ships can dock here and stuff too, but mostly it's for robots to get in and out of the space station.
So
to
it's
do
close
work.
to the outside. It's close to the bulkhead,
Yes.
right? The bulkhead is the outer.
On one side of it.
Yeah.
There's no north side. It's just
Right,
the
but
side.
it's a tube or a hallway that
long
runs
tube,
kind of
yes.
near the bulkhead, and
Correct.
there's access
There's
entry
a bunch
shafts.
of a bunch of ship ports.
so Kelvin will ask, like, so I've never done an illegal, well, let's just say,
Anything.
extra legal exchange like this. Is it normal to have to show up in person to pick up credit? Can't they be transferred?
Well,
If you don't want them tracked.
I mean, it's not like they're literally going to give us a stack of gold.
You can give us a cred stick.
Is that what will happen?
Could be.
Is it safe? I mean, couldn't they do that in
No.
public? No.
It isn't safe.
Well, as
suddenly
we were told
concerned.
earlier, our
Why do
best
you have?
defense was in crowds. Now we're not in a crowd, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'd certainly be aware.
Is it now the Romanovs? They wouldn't try to backstab us, would they? They're not that.
They
kind
don't
of
have the
people, are they?
information.
Yeah,
We
that's
didn't give
true.
it to them.
Well, they could try to get it by force.
Well,
A poor
Is this
decision,
an
to be
airlock?
sure.
There are airlocks along it for ships to dock.
Dock.
Yeah, but
Smaller ships, like
could
robot
someone
ships and
in theory breach one of those airlocks and suck us out into space?
vent the whole thing.
stuff.
Don't you have to go?
Maybe.
Don't you have
I
to
mean,
go
how
through a
would you do it?
two-step
A
process?
weapon?
Like the first door, the airlock has to be open, and the door to the inside has to be open.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as we don't
Not
step
easy.
into an airlock, we'll be
Actually, looking
okay.
at the schematic, you can see that there are airlocks all the way down the thing.
Yeah, and so in
So-
case there's breaching, it
right,
closes off. Yeah.
Right.
I don't expect we'll get sucked out to space. I just thought we might have a gun to our head. That's all.
Oh, that's almost certain.
I see.
We have guns too. Oh no, we don't.
I don't have guns.
No, we don't. That's right. We
But I
don't.
can
Yeah, we
Shoot
do.
needlers.
We have a needler.
Needlers
That's
are
what I'm
alright.
saying.
shoot them with a force beam.
Yeah, we
That's
can.
some knives.
We have a knife.
Just one?
The
No,
knife.
we have a
Oh.
knife.
The knife. Alright. So
The
yeah.
knife.
Boop, drone is up.
Okay.
Let's head on out.
And you head down, and as you go, you realize that you're going into a non-touristy
Yeah.
part. Very obviously,
Right.
you know, you're
This
seeing
is all maintenance type.
right.
yeah.
You're seeing machines and pipes and tubes and all kinds of stuff that are used for creating the underbelly of the space station.
Are there cameras?
You don't see cameras. That doesn't mean they're not there, but you don't see any.
Got it.
And as you're moving about, you feel kind of like that sense of being followed seems to have waned.
Mhm.
Like, because you don't feel like it'd be easy for them
To hide.
To hide.
Right.
Like, I mean, they could from a distance maybe, but it's hard because there's a lot of corners, a lot of open
sight
spaces where you see things. I mean, that doesn't mean you're not, but it doesn't feel like it was before. There aren't eyes up that, like when you're in a fight, for instance, it felt obvious there were eyes on you because there were eyes on you.
Right.
You didn't know if any of them were, dangerous. Here it feels like it's you.
Okay.
And you get down and there's this terminal that it reaches out and it has, when you get close to it, you can see that it starts to turn to give it gravity. Like that's a spoke that comes out and it starts turning. And you can see down in there are little ports that wrap around it all the way down to the end. That's what the A, B, C, D, all the way to J's are. There's 1 and 2, and they're up on each sides as they go around so that small maintenance ships can park. And you can see that all the doors are aperture doors. So they, like a camera, right. And they're all some kind of clear material.
Oh, so you can see through it. You have a clear
Yes.
view.
Okay.
And you're there.
I guess as a safety precaution, I'm going to do my Esper sensing. So that lasts like 10 minutes. So I'll just
Okay.
be detecting whether any
You don't sense any Esper.
funny business
stuff.
is going on for the next 10 minutes.
We will make
Any.
you go.
No, I was just gonna say, as we go down, any ships actually docked here as
Nope.
we're walking down?
No.
Okay.
We'll make a perception for any signs of activity, signs of life,
Make
ambushes,
a check.
any tripwires with conveniently placed grenades.
He stepped on the tripwire.
Click.
Nothing.
Okay.
Right.
And so, how long is this?
It's pretty far out.
That's,
J is the end.
I got you.
Of course.
I'm gonna keep an Esper shield up.
Okay.
All right, so we can.
There we go.
Make me perception checks.
Oh,
Myself included.
16.
17.
Ooh, 19 on the
Wow.
die. 21.
Ooh.
And you get to the first, the first door, and you kind of feel you're being watched again. And then a moment later, a robot goes by, like a maintenance robot. Like, oh, okay.
Gotcha. It's a little edgy.
Exactly.
Is it one of his
Edgy.
things? Is it one of his? Is it like a drone kind of thing?
No,
or-
it's not that. It's a robot that
It's
looks
a-
like it does machine work.
I see.
Repair
Okay.
robot.
I got you. So it's got like.
Yeah, little pen.
Could somebody keeping an eye on us? Somebody could have hacked in.
We should all take a moment.
Would I know if
Breathe.
that because I have what is this?
Analyze device.
No, it's part of my background. I know as a professional techie, I know something. Actually, I might be doing that. Master hacker. It's one of those things where I know the features and
of the robot.
of all robotic and mechanical. Yeah, when you
Any unfamiliar equipment, I understand its function, and I can assess its level of coding.
You know, that's a maintenance robot that does things like checks for air leaks, patches things. Like,
Right. It goes by. It'll see like a
Right.
thing. It'll go.
Correct.
Zzz,
But
it'll
wh-
seal a thing. It needs a little soldering. Blah blah
Right.
blah blah boom.
Exactly.
But would it? My question is more: would that type of robot typically have a camera or sensors or things where it could distribute?
it would
data?
normally have chemical sensors
Yeah.
to detect any kind of chemical breaches, and it would detect an atmospheric sensors. Those
Got
would be the sensors it has.
Got
And normally it doesn't even have eyes. What it has is it goes navigationally to places,
Like a Roomba.
like a Roomba.
Like a room.
Well, more like a Google Maps built in. Like it doesn't look at you; it just knows where all the roads are and it just
Right.
follows the road, the
Right.
path.
I just want to make sure that it doesn't have a camera built on it. That
Yeah.
it can take a picture. Or
We-
typically wouldn't have.
We should all take a moment and breathe.
Am I getting paranoid? What are you talking about? I'm not nervous. Are you nervous? What are you talking
You're
about?
nervous. I'm not nervous. You're nervous.
That's right.
Boots seems oddly relaxed. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Shall we continue?
Yeah.
We shall. We shall.
You step in. When you go in, the lights go on, per section. In the section you're in, all the lights, which is kind of cool.
That is not ominous at all.
Not at all.
There's no one else down here.
Nope. It's a maintenance section.
Ha, ha, ha. This isn't creepy. But I guess we keep walking.
We do that.
Rafe, where are we going?
J32 should be at the very end.
What
And you get that feeling of being watched.
Another robot?
You don't see a robot.
Is it possible that there's someone? I'm looking around. Any people invisibly, Esper invisibled?
Guess we can't do anything other than keep going.
No, I don't see anybody.
The two of you make me a. What would the check be for, military training?
There is a check for that.
I know. I
It
can't remember
is.
the
I
word.
will tell you. It's military tactics.
Military tactics.
It is. The skill is military. There's space tactics.
What's the attribute?
Charisma for that one.
Yeah, leadership kind of thing.
It's leader,
Yeah.
but that's that.
Yeah, you can do it from that.
I get a plus
Do it.
1. Oh, I was so close to it.
I will
being
use my
unnatural.
inspiration from last week to reroll that.
Do it again.
Because I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 3.
We are doing very well.
Actually, a 4. It was almost a 19 and a 20 in the dice.
Thank you. 19, 20.
You remember from your military training that in situations like this, someone should probably stay back to maintain a watch.
We don't like the way this is set up. We need an anchor to watch our backs.
Well, I can leave my drone behind.
We would prefer a more substantial presence.
So not me, is what you're saying. I
You
hear what you're
Something
saying.
alive. Well, oh, sorry.
Who would? Yeah,
I was thinking about your drone for.
Who would tactically be best to take that position? Someone big.
One of the
or-
two of them, they're the trained soldiers.
You wanna take the rear, and I'll go.
we will take the rear. We will act as the door.
I meant you. in
Hold the door.
plural.
Too soon?
It has not gotten old yet.
So I'll yeah,
I'll be in the back.
and I'll be the bag man.
And what are the rest of you doing?
I'm going forward.
Yeah, staying behind them, but
Okay.
Well, except for him, he's gonna hold back.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
right. But I'm gonna be.
Anyone who sneaks up on me gets stabbed.
I'm gonna be behind the humans. A little
And as you
ways.
go, the lights keep coming on until you get back to the end.
Which is good.
And you're watching.
Can we
right.
see when we look through these clear
It's
doors
nice.
as we pass?
You
Do we
can
see
see all the
anything?
way
Bright, brightly
Is there
lit.
anything out there?
Right.
Outside?
That was good.
No, you can see through the doors.
Oh, it's
Right, it's a
clear.
long
yeah,
tube.
yeah.
Transparent aluminum.
And if
That's
they,
right. Something like that, except it's not aluminum.
Right, right. Okay.
Aluminium.
And you get out there, and there's a port you're actually in the lead. You see this. And
at the very end, there's a port.
There's 3 actually at the end, and one of them is opened. Like it's the first airlock is opened, and inside there you see a little tiny box.
Tiny box.
Do you want me to grab it?
Yeah,
I'll get it.
No.
Force hand.
Do you want me to grab it from here?
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I will tricky fingers and grab it with my force hand and pull it back towards us.
And you bring it back. It's a little tiny box.
And I put it in. I set it down in Ray's hand.
What is that? Let's examine it.
And you open the box, and there's looks like some kind of an old school credit stick, which aren't used much anymore, but are legal. But no one does it because it's inconvenient.
Right. Okay. Good.
I guess we see what's on it.
Here?
Let's reconvene with Soren before we do that, you think?
Okay.
Right. So just when we leave, you'll
hold on to it.
When we leave, you'll
Assuming
check.
they're gonna want they're gonna want payment.
Is everything all right there?
Seems to be.
Well, I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
Oh.
So far so good.
Yeah.
We got the stick.
Credit
Do you want me to send them the data?
And what were we gonna? How were we gonna?
I can send it to them in like an encrypted email.
Did they say that they wanted to? She might have said
They
that.
trust that you'll send them the data
Okay.
because they're that kind of people.
We also need to give them the sheet. We also physically need to
Well,
give
right,
them the sheet.
right.
Well, we can
But
send
we
the
have to
data
go back
with
and
the
get the sheet.
explanation, then we'll have to leave the station to get the sheet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. I guess we could have done that in the 3 time days. It didn't occur to me, but
I think probably.
And you guys start coming back. And then one of the apertures closes.
Nope.
And you realize it's the one behind you,
Mm-hmm.
but between you and Rafe.
What is
Oh, so wait, we're now separated. An aperture closed.
Yes.
Separating the.
And you can see
only Soren on one side and the rest of us on the other.
No. He's on one side, then the new guys, and then Soren was on the other end of the 2.
Soren's at the very end
So
of
is
the
it-
And
hallway.
then you
Soren's
see,
cut off.
you see the other
I mean,
aperture start to
Rafe
close.
Oh.
And you see the aperture starting to close.
Mm-hmm.
And
So what's inside this? What's inside this section that I'm in?
You.
you, and there are 3
Yeah, you said that there were
docking
3
ports.
docking ports, right?
And you feel a clunk to the area,
Like something attached itself to the
Maybe.
bulkhead.
Oh, not good.
yeah, maybe it's something like that. And then while you're in there, you hear the obvious sound of a aperture, one of the dock
Like the
ports
hiss?
opening. Yes.
What do I
And-
see?
And you see one of the ports opens and a gas flows in. Like you see this gas. And for a minute, you try and hold your breath or whatever.
Yeah, all right. So is there any way? Is there any kind of controls or
Wait.
anything?
Yeah.
Not here.
I look at. I assume we have all of our belongings on us.
Yeah, you brought.
I go. I point at you through the through the plexiglass wall, and I'm like, "In your bag." And then I pull out my breathing mask.
Make me a perception check.
Yeah, we agree on that.
2.
Okay. You see behind him someone that looks like this
No.
steps through the port,
Andore.
No.
and 2 soldier-like looking people, and one of them takes a weapon, like a rifle-y weapon, and fires it. It looks like it's some kind of a mechanical weapon, and it lodges into the corner of the aperture door.
So that it can't unspiral.
Correct. And then make me a con check.
No, they're kidnapping Rafe.
Welcome to the Kidnap Club.
I rolled a 16.
Everything starts to get blurry.
I'm banging on the
Yeah.
plexiglass.
I am too.
We're gonna hang
Right.
and
And then
people
you
ripping
see-
out wires out of the side trying to open it.
and then you see someone else walk in wearing a mask. I mean, the soldiers were wearing masks too. It doesn't take very long before you see his eyes kind of glaze over. And then, I mean, he's leaning on the glass, and you kind of just see him sort of slide down from the top to the bottom. And then the guy that came in last walks over to him, and he has some kind of device with him, and he like pushes it against his neck, and goes, poof, and you see something like boom into his neck. And then he plugs another thing in, and you guys are you're like literally this far away from him on the other side of the aperture.
I'm like banging on the.
And you see this machine doing something. They unplug it,
man.
and he's bleeding out of this thing now. And they walk back, and they get in. They climb into the port, and you hear the aperture close. They seem to disappear, and then you see he's bleeding, and then you hear the sound of something disconnecting.
We gotta get this door open. That's
Yeah, is
lodged
there
from the
any-
other
I
side.
pull my breathing mask out for when
That's
that
a good
door
idea.
opens.
That-
Yeah, me
that's a
too.
good idea. I'll put on the filter mask.
And then, we'll try to hack the door.
I take out my plasma torch, and I try to cut through the plexiglass. Or whatever this material.
Probably
is.
easier to cut through that.
Or I want to cut the
trim
air.
of the.
I want to cut the area where the thing was
Yes.
lodged to try
Right.
and unlodge it so that I can get this thing to
That you
open.
could do. It'll take you a little while.
Yeah,
You can
I
do it.
assume it's going to take a couple minutes, but or at least a few minutes. But like I'm trying to cut.
Did it look like they put something in him or took something out of him?
We're gonna have to make a medicine check and find out.
Yeah.
And you eventually get that out. You were able to pop that thing out, and then the aperture can open. And matter of fact, it automatically opens when it knows that it should, because you're standing there. It should be opening, and then it opens, and he's laying in a pool of blood around his neck.
Trying to stop that bleeding.
Calvin, do something!
I'm not a doctor. I'm gonna try to do a medicine check or something.
Yeah.
But that's a 15.
Plus, you have a first aid kit.
Oh, I do have a first aid kit as well. I just bought one.
Okay, that'll
So
help.
that should be all that.
Nice.
You can automatically save blood.
He's
paying
when
dividends.
you turn him
Is there a
over,
hole?
his eyes are open, and he's looking at you.
Oh.
But he's kind of looking through you.
See into my soul. This is terrifying. All right, so yeah, I'll try to stop the bleeding first and worry about the eyes later. And then while I'm
And you
doing
can
it, I'll
stop the
try.
bleeding, but you can see that
Something's wrong with him.
there was something put into his neck, and
Do I
then ripped
wish-
out of his neck,
Okay.
Oh, like with
like a DNI cord or something.
Yeah, like with
Yeah.
Eddie.
Remember what they do to their
Uh-oh.
enemies?
Is it?
Yeah, like
So is there like a hole?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say,
Oh man,
Are you,
that's not good.
do you suddenly fear dogs? Should I say bah to you? I mean, what's going on?
No, I think. Remember, they extract their memories,
Yeah.
put them in the sheet, and then they are able to
So,
review
yeah.
what they just went through.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna know that we're.
Yeah, we better. That information has a short half-life.
Yeah, we better get it to the Romanovs immediately.
Yeah.
And
We should expect that there's a hit out.
Make me a
on them.
perception check.
Yeah.
Everybody in there except Ray.
Ooh,
Am I in there?
25.
I rolled a 2.
No, you
I
can
am,
make
I
one,
am
'cause
far
it's
too
possible for you to
distracted
see what you're
trying to
seeing.
take care of Ray
13.
from being worried.
No, I got 4. Too busy putting boot to
Would he-
class.
Would
He's
he
co- he's
hear
charging
me
down
yelling? Oh, you're running
Oh,
towards
yeah.
us now. Yeah,
I assume.
I
Are you
was
heading down there?
Oh, I'm hauling
he's
ass.
gonna be like, screw this.
I'm hauling ass with knife out.
Right. And
25.
they're through one of the port windows.
Yeah.
You see a ship that looks familiar.
So the one we suspected was the Scorpion.
Does it have a scorpion stinger on it?
Oh, that guy.
Mark Robinson.
And it's leaving.
Ah,
And you only see it because it goes through some external lights, but it has no lights on it.
okay.
Flying dark.
That's enough.
Marcus Robertson.
That's enough of that guy.
Yeah, right? Him and Endora Chiki.
Yeah.
And
What if they're the same person?
They might be.
Oh.
I'm gonna drop them both in that black hole, though.
That would make some
and
murdering them
you
easier.
staunch the bleeding.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you know.
He doesn't say that.
You mean
Thank you is what he doesn't say.
Yeah, right. Well, then let's get him to a med bay. And,
really
uh,
have
yeah, maybe you should send that information to
Yeah,
Romanovs.
I'm gonna send the information.
Otherwise, we'll have two powerful families trying to kill us.
And this is where we'll break.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Well done. Thank you.